Live from motherfucking Eastside Buffalo, New York, nigga. Fuck this shit, bitch.
It's Thursday. Share the stream. We're starting it off. Real spooky. Happy Halloween. Let's go.
My nigga, it's
Let's go.
I promise it's about to get realer for niggas. I'm probably not even killers, but rap about it in all of the lyrics. The shit is weak. They telling me I'm the illest. I ain't even hit my feet. The hood know I'm official. A pistol in my weak. The grimiest of all time is me officially. I done got in this bitch and made history and proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Nobody sick as me. They probably sick of me. I've been killing shit consistently. I don't give them a chance to drop nothing. I'm hot. Fuck it. It's my time right now. You gotta watch, fucker. Just sit back and hate on me and run your cocks up, pussy. Cause that's all you can do. Cause nobody can fuck with the bars that I spill. Not at all. Mac 11, let it ring, homie. It's the motherfucking machine, homie.
It's Thursday. It's the machine. Let's go. Share the stream. Sounds so beautifully, don't you agree? Perfect pod. Let's go. The world is yours. Donate. You know what to do. Let's groove.
So good.
How good, baby?
So good.
How good, baby?
Look, crack a cigar, put a safe in it.
Run that back, perp. Run that back, perp. Run that back, perp. Run that back, perp. Thursday, share the stream. Let's go.
Fuck it. It's my time right now. You gotta watch, fucker. Just sit back and hate on me and run your cocks up, pussy. Cause that's all you can do. Cause nobody can fuck with the bars that I spill. Not at all. Mac 11, let it ring, homie. It's the motherfucking machine, homie. Crack a cigar, put a safe in it. Ransack your mama house if it's a safe in it. G right in the hoop, listen to black tape in it. Fifth for me, clap a nigga in his face with it. Closet full of babe shit. Supreme Fiend just dawned with the snake breath. 1500 for my jeans. AR-15 is gunning at your spleen. Yeah. What the fuck you niggas mean? How you think that you can fuck with the machine? HK with the green beam and the silencer. Two to the helmet, close range, that'll silence you. I might have to straight slap the shit out of a rap nigga to show niggas ain't nobody wild as us. They're saying we the hardest since 96. Get out of pocket, you gon' die quick, cat machine.
So good. So good. You got me, believe it, believe it.
saying? I could make some Nike shit look like Versace. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
I like
it's whatever.
It's like fly, hood, gangster, slick talk shit.
Hey yo, cocaine pots looking like Basquiat's on the triple deck yacht, copping blocks, had the orange stripes on the 350s. Get with me, hanging out the 8 shot the nigga like you Ricky 45 in the classic gas with the triangle. Coke spot wrapped around the corner like rifles. Took the 7 out, had the baking soda take over. Hammer jaws laid in the pot, lit the stove up. Dope money make the world go round. King of my city from down the way to uptown. These find your body with a bullet in your throat. And all black Medusa head on the lopes. Y'all niggas broke. Fuck around a 3 pound might injure you. My man came home violated in December. See you 2 years from now. Picture commissary, I'ma hold you down. Heard my nigga act about to touch. We used to run New York. Your time's up, 7:30 on the show ball.
Griselda.
Conway, look. Tossing me crazy, see the 5th rise from my hip, then everything in a clip fly. See the Maserati sit by. You niggas still bombs even when you get fly. I'm that nigga, let the streets know. This rap shit a free throw. Whoa, stay pissing out the Clico. 10 bands for your body, but that's cheap though. That bullshit chain you can keep though. 100 shots ringing, fuck police though. Face twisted, but the flow still a beast though. Fuck the niggas hating, I'ma still eat though. Homie facing 49, he appealed it, came home like Alex Smith for the Chiefs though. They let me in the game, now you stuck with me. Machine bitch, nobody can fuck with me. Whoa, nobody can fuck with me.
This crazy.
Conway is
Conway crazy.
Like Conway, man. Like, is this nigga the
Berserk.
next level?
Berserk.
Yeah.
Berserk. Straight up. Berserk. Can't even fuck. It's crazy.
Look. Gold rollie with the yellow stones. Shooter spraying up your house while your mother home. Catch your body, throw it out and buy another chrome. Drive by, it's broad day, that's what the fuck I'm on. Silencer on the Mac I use. BET Awards took a rapper June. Niggas behind the wall took a rapper shoes. Pussy, that's my phone, you gotta ask to you. Resi on the fork still. 2-time felon riding with the torch still. Fuck police, I ain't tripping. Fuck nigga think I'm slipping, bet I'm leaving them a corpse still. Shorty rolling on the 4th pill. Fuck rap, I just turned down my 4th year. I'm getting money out the streets, nigga. I'ma make sure all my niggas eat, nigga. All my niggas eat, nigga. Salute. Until the next shit we drop, you heard Griselda, maybe taking over. Griselda, nigga, Conway the Machine, nigga, gone.
How good is it? How good is it? How good is it? 5.0, bitch. How good is it? How good is it? How good is it? 5.0, bitch. How good is it? How good is it? 5.0, bitch. Perfect timing in the building. 5.0 shit. Perfect timing in the building. Cool table, bitch. Perfect timing in the building. 5.0 shit. Perfect timing in the building. Cool table, bitch. We in the building on a Thursday feeling selfish. We in the building on a Thursday feeling wealthy. We in the building on a Thursday feeling selfish. We in the building on a Thursday feeling wealthy. How good, baby? How good, baby? How good, baby? Let's go. Let's go. 5.0 cool table in the building. Who got some bars? Who got some bars? Who got some bars? I don't know nobody in the chat ain't got no bars. Put a 1 in the chat if you got some bars. Who got some bars? Let's go for this heat. 5.0 perfect timing in the building. 5.0 perfect timing in the building. Freestyle and I'm chilling. Chopping down this bud, about to make a killing, about to make a killing. Harvest came early, about to bag it up. I got girl for 30, about to bag it up. I weigh about 30, 2 pounds a piece. You better get it early. I need 4 a piece. I might cut a deal. If you buy 4 or more, then we could keep it chill. Nut nigga, come and get it, cause this shit is real. It's going fast, and I might have to kill. They call it kill. Some call it bomb, some call it ganja, some call it calm. I smoke it on, the strongest shit I ever seen in my garden. Superpowers, growing shit, been curing this shit for about hours. Garbage bags full of the sour, about to ship it to my niggas in the east. About to ship it to my nigga, he a beast. About to triple up the price for a piece. Let's go. Let's go. Perfect time. Who got some bars? Who got some bars in the building? Sounds so beautifully, don't you agree? We just getting this shit ready, man. We just doing a little trim. We in the city of trees. Perfect timing podcast. It's in the city of trees. So lovely when you agree. Let's go. Let's go. Put where you from in the chat. You got legal marijuana where you at? Put where you from in the chat. What you smoking on? Make sure you vote in that poll. Who you got? God bless us again with that. Who you got? Perfect Timing Podcast presents the Who You Got poll. I did it again. Who you got poll? Every day, who you got? It's the Who You Got poll. Brought to you by Perfect Timing. It's the Who You Got poll. Oh, it sounds so beautifully. Don't you agree? 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. 5.0, I had to kick in the dough. 5.0, I said no to the hoes. 5.0, I had to kick in Joe. 5.0, I said no to the hoes. 5.0, I called Joe nigga a bitch. 5.0, I called that bitch a bitch. 5.0, that's why yo nigga had to snitch. 5.0, I came down like I had bows on that bitch. Came down like elbows on that bitch. Came down, started my own thing in that bitch. Nobody coattails, started my own shit. Came down like it was elbows on that bitch. Came down like it was elbows on that bitch. Came down like it was elbows on that bitch. Started my own thing, no coattails in this shit. 5.0, who got some bars? Who got some bars? Who got some bars? Put a one in the chat. Who got some bars? Let's go. Who got some drum work? Who got some drum work? Let's go. I'm feeling real good off this sour. Woo! City of trees, it's a harvest time. It's real spooky out here, everybody. City of trees, it's a harvest time. Happy Halloween. Who got some bars? Who got some bars? We coming hard. Who got some bars? We coming hard. Who got some bars? We coming hard. Imitate this, nigga. Imitate this, nigga. Imitate this, nigga. Let's go. I got that drum work. Ollie. Imitate this. And I'll do this shit again tomorrow. Let's go. Woo! Who got some bars? Who got some bars? We coming hard. 5.0, we been scarred. Who got some bars? We coming hard. 5.0, we been scarred, but now we coming hard. Who got some bars? We coming hard. 5.0, we been scarred, but now we coming hard. Who got bars? Who got bars? 5.0, we come hard. 5.0, we been scarred, but now we come hard. 5.0, who got bars? 5.0, we come hard, but now we got bars. Now we got bars. Say we got scars. Because we go hard. 5.0, my nigga, who got bars? My nigga, who got bars? 5.0, my nigga, who got bars? 5.0, my nigga, we come hard. 5.0, you know, we been scarred. Don't try to do that to me. Hey, YouTube didn't like my vibe. YouTube didn't like my vibe. It's all good, YouTube. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, YouTube. I ain't mad at you, YouTube. How's everybody doing, man? It's Thursday, man. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Selfish Thursdays, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's the World is Yours podcast. I'm your illustrious host, man. Perfect timing. People call me Perfect. You can call me Perfect. You can call me Mac Perf. We're actually live on multiple channels right now. We live on Perfect Timing Podcast. We also live on Perfect Timing Podcast Live. You can also find me on Facebook under Patrick Potter. So we live on 3 channels right now. Some people call it simulcasting. They dual casting, but we live on 3 channels right now. So support your boy, man. Go ahead and hit the cash app. Hit the cash app. Hit the cash app. Hit the cash app. You see what that name up there? It says T-Y-I. What is it? T-W-I-Y. Damn, I'm hella dyslexic. I said T-Y. The W is next. It's obvious the Y is last, but see how I transpose? I transpose letters. So I said T-Y when I wrote the shit. You think I would be able to read the shit? And I wrote the shit. But still, that's my dyslexia. It's T-W-I-Y. T-W-I-Y stands for the world is yours. The world is yours. So what is The World Is Yours? The World Is Yours is a brand new format, brand new podcast. Mark Nash in the building, man. Mark Nash said, I don't understand the poll. And we got we here, and we got Juan G's. I'll explain the poll real quick. Thank you, brother, for giving me the opportunity to explain the poll. So I'm very excited about the poll because we do polls a lot, right? And a lot of times I'll say, like, who you got, right? And what I said is, God blessed us a lot. We're going to bless the microphone. God, thank you for having us here today. We could be anywhere right now. We could be in a car accident, but you kept us alive and you kept us in the right mind. You kept us healthy, sound heart, sound mind, sound body. So we come to you with humble hearts, humble minds, heads bowed, eyes closed, to give thanks for this opportunity once again to come before your individuals and basically be a beacon and be an instrument to make your word louder so that individuals can see us as a light. And Father, we pray and ask that you divinely inspire the podcast. We pray and ask that you bless those who may be listening while they're working, who may be driving while they're listening, on their way home from work, picking up their children. I pray safe passage over them, and I pray successful endeavors upon everything they happen to do. And I pray that the message is effective and a blessing unto them. I ask all these blessings in your name. Amen, amen, amen. I had to say that because I feel blessed, man, because we keep getting these blessings, man. I talked about favor before, you know what I'm saying? I talked about favor and why it's so important to stay committed and why it's so important. Like, a lot of people in the manosphere on YouTube talk about what's the benefits, why be this man? Why be a man of value? Why be a man of valor? Why be a man of honor? Why be a man of respect on Selfish Thursdays, where we learn that selfishness has a negative connotation, but actually not a negative definition. So I've learned that I want God's favor. I want to have God's voice. Paul said singleness is a gift. He said, I would ask that everybody be single because when I am single, I'm able to speak directly to God. What we learned from the Shaolin monks said they stopped having sex with their wives because they realized after a week of after having sex with their wives, they couldn't convene with God directly for a week. So that's why Paul said singleness is a gift, because I'm not prohibited in my discussions with God every morning. So I had to say that prayer and give thanks to God because I believe I know and believe that I have God's favor. So God has blessed me with these great ideas, these great opportunities. So we started off with the Perfect Man Show, then we developed each day, Thanos Monday, Watch a Taco Tuesday, which is a play on Taco Tuesday. All I do is win Wednesdays. Today is Selfish Thursdays, but this is not the Perfect Man Show. And then we have Friday, which is Friday, which is Free Fries Friday. And then so I would do the poll, and every day is like a play on words and a trick to get people to come in. I got colorful thumbnails, and Free Fries Friday. Nothing in life is free. You know what I'm saying? But free fries is coming on the app when I buy my kids French fries on McDonald's. So we got the McDonald's app, and Fridays are free on Friday. So I'm like, she was like, what's Friday? And I'm like, you know what? Friday is free fries, and I'm going to just play on words on freedom and talk about freedom and sovereignty and why men have a difficulty a lot of times moving, because we don't really understand freedom and what it means to be free, and that freedom ain't free, that it's a race, that you got to run, that you got to earn this freedom. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is free. So the poll is the who you got poll. So throughout the days, I've been putting up these polls, and I'll say, who you got? So today I'm like, you know what? That's going to be my theme. That's going to be my poll. So I said the prayer, and I thank Mark for giving me this opportunity to explain, because I had forgot that I put this up like this, because God blessed me so much, man. God is so good, man. So I'm like, you know what? I always say who you got in my poll, right? So I'm saying, you know what? This is the World Is Yours. This is the World Is Yours podcast, and I'm presenting the who you got poll. So every day, y'all look for a who you got poll in the fashion of who you got. So today, one of the topics, Mark, is Facebook changed the name. So Facebook now is going by Meta, right? And there's a couple jokes online. So I'm exposing the poll, right? So there's a couple jokes. If you're a social media person, or, you know, the content creators, we always look at what's the trending topics of the day. So we all knew this name change was coming, right? So Facebook changed its name to Meta. It's actually still keeping its name. So it said it's actually like two different names. The corporate headquarters has this name, blah, blah, blah has this name. But Facebook changed its name to Meta, right? And there's a couple jokes going on about You guys remember when Coke changed their name and came up with the new thing and it didn't work and they went back. So you had New Coke, right? Then they had Coke Classic. So a lot of you guys might be young. You're too young to remember when Coke tried to rebrand itself and just go by Coke instead of Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how you got Coca-Cola Classic. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to go back to the old name and the old branding because nobody liked the new branding because the new Coke looked like a Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? They were losing to Pepsi. Michael Jackson did Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it came with New Coke. So New Coke is they're teasing Facebook the name change because it's like this is a horrible name change. It's gonna be the same thing that Coca-Cola did. Mark Zuckerberg is gonna have to change the name back. And now I'm going into a topic. I'm not even supposed to go into a topic right now, Mark. This ain't the time, right? I'm supposed to be doing, I'm a Leo. This is the part where I look at myself on camera and I love how beautiful I am, and I make love to myself on the camera, and the people who love me get to watch me make love to myself on the camera. And then we go into the topics, but I love you, bro. So Facebook changed their name, right? So I said, who you got? Do you like Facebook? You like the original name? You like Meta? Meta is the new name? Or, you with the jokes? You know what I'm saying? Like Mark does a lot of the jokes. Like we with the jokes over here too. I cap in the Bay Area, we call it capping. You know what I'm saying? Some people call it roasting, playing a dozen. But if you listen to Too Short to say, I go cap for cap, rap for rap. Like cuss words. Listen to Too Short cuss words. 7 minutes, man. I met this girl. I ain't gonna go into freaky tales, but listen to cuss words, 7 minutes, freaky tales and cuss words. Boom, 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 boom. That's why I said, okay, Jay-Z's not in the trunk. There's no 808. And that's the impact that Short had on Atlanta. Was that 808? Was that boom, 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 boom. And Pimp C was not. Pimp C did not want to get on Big Pimpin'. Bun B had to beg. It took 3 months for Pimp C to get on Big Pimpin'. And Pimp C was right. Jay-Z's star was falling. The South Star was rising. I go on tangents. Please apologize. I apologize for going off on a tangent, but I'm just fucking with Mark. Mark, you probably a Jordan fan too. We could debate on that too, because I don't like Jordan either. Fuck Jordan. Fuck Jordan, fuck Nike, fuck Michael Jordan. But as the South Star was rising, Jay-Z's star was dwindling. Jay-Z did what 50 Cent would do or what Drake does. Drake finds a new heart artist, just like Kanye did with Panda, where that nigga at? Just like Drake did with Going Up on a Tuesday, where that nigga at? You know what I'm saying? They find a new hot artist. YouTubers do the same thing. Angry Man doing my show for the 3rd day in a row. Angry Man doing my show for the 3rd day in a row. Man, he doing my show again. I mean, I love you, Angry Man, but shit, you worse than Kevin Hart, my nigga. Find some other body else to talk about nigga, talk about crypto, nigga. Talk about crypto. Anyway, Nick. As the South Star was rising, Jay-Z's star was dwindling, so he knew he had to tap into that South, right? And Big Pimpin' turned out to be one of the biggest songs. Number one, Bun B wrote the hook. They had a different hook on the song. Bun B made the song. Bun B did a 24. They put out 2 versions of the video and 2 versions of the song. Both versions all featured Bun B. That's my favorite version of the video and the song is when they play the version with Bun B do the whole 24. Sorry, in the stereo. Bun B was coming hard on that, man. Sip it out, pour it up, keep it lean up in my cup. In my car, we call it in my cup, we call it buck. All the niggas want a ball, holla at bras at the ball. Yeah, I can't fuck with y'all. If I wasn't rapping, baby, I would still be robbing stadiums every time and sipping daily. My right tells wine and pay me. Now what you know about them Texas boys coming down to Candy Toy, talking. Man, come on, man. Jay-Z, man. Oh, man. No, Jay-Z, man. I'll tell you. Oh, man, look at this shit. I got weed everywhere. Anyway, man. Look, man. So the poll is, who you got? You like Facebook? You like Meta, and then New Coke is a joke, and then they was talking about meat. Meat was another joke they was playing on Facebook too, because they was saying people gonna fuck up. Because even myself, I'm dyslexic. I transpose letters, so if you was to transpose the letters in Meta, then you get meat. So they was just rag. They was just capping on Facebook like the Facebook's new name is meat, and then all type of memes on play on words on Facebook's new name being meat. So I thought that was hella funny. So now Facebook's new name is meat or New Coke. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or Facebook. So vote in the poll, man. Do y'all think they're gonna change the name back, man? You know what I'm saying? Since we talking about it, man, I got some shout out Sheed, man. I got some here on Twitter that talks about the new name. Oh man, did y'all see Jada? What is wrong with Jada Pickett, man? As I flipped through what I got for the show today, I just seen what I seen with Jada Pickett with her bald headed ass. If Jada Pickett was my wife, well, let me be quiet. I'm not gonna say what I was going. Hey, Mark, I'm so glad you my brother, because Mark temperament, I've learned so much from Mark, because I was just about to go in on Jada. You know how Snoop went in on Gayle King, and Snoop had to apologize, you know, for calling her a long-faced dog, you know what I'm saying? So I was just about to say something about Jada, but no, you know, I don't believe in physicality and nothing like that. I believe in love. I'm a loving person. I believe you should honor your wife, you know what I'm saying? And if you come to a point where you can no longer honor your wife, you should that'll snap that thing and, you know, remove her from your life. You know what I'm saying? Alive, breathing. You know, but she got that hook. You know what I'm saying? She got that bald head. She got that hook. She got that wickham. You know, when we was kids, when you had that, we were, you know, but you know, I'm not advising, you know. But, you know, I wouldn't talk to me like that with no haircut like that. Not my wife coming in the house with no haircut like that, talking to me, you know what I'm saying yada da mean about yada da mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, these people just unappreciative. They don't appreciate nothing, man. They don't appreciate nothing. Nothing. I ain't paying them country boys nothing. Chi-town. I ain't paying them country boys nothing. Nothing. I thought I had Mark Zuckerberg, but see, Twitter will do that though. I had Mark Zuckerberg up here about the new name, but I guess I don't got nothing on it, man. It ain't really too much about it, man. I thought I had something up here, but everything is up here about the other hashtag. So the only thing I got on the Facebook is the new name, and then, you know, they got some memes up there where they was teasing them. We could see if we could find some memes about the new name, but you know, let me know in the chat, man. What y'all think, man? Y'all like the new name? What y'all saying in the chat, man? Because I ain't really looking at the chat. She said pause. She said pause. So what y'all think about the new name, man? Let me know, man. Make sure y'all vote, man. You know, that's another way to support, man. There's a couple of ways to support, man, to support the show, man. This is a listener-inspired, listener-funded, listener-produced podcast. So any topics that you guys want to talk about, feel free to tweet me, you know what I'm saying, to send me an email message along with the donation and say, Perfect, I would like you to discuss this, or Perfect, thank you for the good show. You know, this is a podcast funded by the listeners and produced by the listeners. You have an opportunity to actually be part of the actual show topics. You get to actually produce the show by participating, by donating. It's a lot like PBS or NPR. So I wanted to empower the listeners. So a lot of people seem to be experts on YouTube. So I wanted to empower the experts that are in the chat. I believe all of us are experts. I believe all of us are intelligent and have something to bring to the table. So how do I empower my 5.0 Cool Table listeners that make this that make me perfect? You know what I'm saying? That make the podcast so fabulous. So I said, I'm going to create a platform called the Word is Yours podcast, where I allow my brothers to participate in the podcast. You know what I'm saying? You want to get on the panel, you want to freestyle for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? Everything is up for grabs now. It's a fully interactive show. The show belongs to you guys now. Basically, what I've done is like my favorite rapper, Currency, is like when he gave the music away for free, I'm giving the podcast to you. It's your podcast. If you ever wanted to start I meet a lot of people that see my podcast and my thumbnails, and they say, you know, me and my friend was going to start a podcast. Well, this could be your foray into podcasting right now. You could get in the chat, send me a donation, and me and you could have a show where we could co-host together. You know, I could help you. I've done this as a project manager and as an analyst. Part of my job was to bring up my PMs and my PM1s and my PM2s. And part of that was to make sure that they knew how to create their own PowerPoint presentation and to make sure they knew how to present it. And then I would assist them in managing the go live. But part of becoming an analyst was being able to manage the entire go live, which would be a 3-week process. Part of that is up to a 6-week process, but the first 3 weeks would be the analyst role, which me. But as a project manager, I even did that because the way I speak now is how I spoke in the hospital. But the first 3 weeks would be going into the hospital and then probing for internal and external customers, key players, and decision makers, finding out who these people are, identify them, and then work with them on the change management process. And then once you identify proper workflows, create the Visio documents, it would behoove you to create the PowerPoint and then present it to the actual floor workers. And then once that is done, you would hand off what you created to your application coordinators, which would be underneath you, and they would implement your plan of action. So part of my job was to make sure that new project managers would be able to do that. So it was a very fulfilling role, seeing individuals who were introverted and shy. I work with a lot of Black women who did not want to speak in front of people. And a lot of times you're talking in front of 50 nurses and doctors. We're not just talking about kids. We're talking about individuals who may have gone to school for up to 12 years after high school, and you may have only went to junior college, but now you're in a role as a project manager where you and an analyst, because of your software certification and expertise, that you need to teach a doctor, you need to teach a nurse, so you have to be confident. A lot of people might wonder where it is I get the skill set, but I worked as a project manager. If you haven't listened before, and I worked as an analyst where I trained and I brought up project managers, where you hear men elevating men, that was part of my role as an analyst. I was judged on my ability to bring out these introverted individuals and be able to manage them from a PM1 to a PM2. I couldn't allow you to rest on your laurels and not present the information, even if you were great at creating the PowerPoint presentation, but you weren't good at speaking in front of people. I needed you to be able to present that because it had to do a lot about retention. And you know how my little brother G talked about comprehension, being able to comprehend. So there's a lot of things that they do to you in school to improve your comprehension beyond just presenting the material. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to implement the material. And I said a lot of times here, we talked about success. The measure of success is that. So people can measure success by views, by likes, but another measure of success is how successful are my listeners, how successful are the 5.0 Cool Table members, the intellect, the intelligence. When I was on Mark's show, I was highly impressed by the intellect of the panel, most people anyway, now I'm just fucking with you. And similarly, when I was on the Wacky panel, Wacky World TV, please subscribe to Mark Nash and Wacky World TV, Soul in Black, The Book of Ronin, Sheed We Hear, extremely intelligent brothers with just great commentary. So it raises the bar, bro. It raises the bar, bro. It just feels real good to be part of this family, man. Truly. I just went on a tangent, man. I hope you guys are still rocking with me. I love you so much, man. You know what I do is I go on a tangent for the first hour, and basically what I'm doing is I'm giving you time to donate to the Cash App before we go into the topics. But Mark already circumvented the whole process by asking me about the poll. I know Mark not dyslexic. I'm not going to call him dyslexic simply because I'm dyslexic. I've seen the brother talk. He's highly intelligent, well-spoken, great vocabulary. So I don't know if he was just messing with me with the poll. It could be that I'm dyslexic and I wrote the poll in such a way. Hey, but look, let's blame Mark. Fuck that. Let's blame Mark. Let's blame Mark's comprehension skill. No, it's not perfect being matter of fact, erase perfect's dyslexia. You know what I'm saying? Perfect is perfect. Erase perfect dyslexia, right? Focus on Mark's lack of comprehension. That's what we're going to talk about today. Shit. I should go back and read the way I put the poll up. Maybe the poll is not, maybe the poll was not written. Toya, Toya, I said, and Toya, please, I said, Toya, proof, Toya the tutor, and Toya don't proofread none of my stuff. Toya, no, I struggle little freaking frack. I struggle little rarely. I struggle little rarely. I struggle little rarely. Literally. I don't think that's the word I'm looking for. It's not literally. Little. I'm talking about writing. In my writing, I need people that I actually downloaded I got Grammarly. I got a couple things. So here we go, y'all. Facebook is changing its corporate name to Meta. Okay, that's the clarification right there. Okay, its flagship social network will keep the Facebook name. Okay, but even though it only changed, so it did all this hoopla for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because this was it preceded this announcement by a week, only to say that it's only changing the corporate name to Meta. How does that affect the users? I don't know what they got to do with us. Facebook is changing their name to Meta as it focuses on the virtual world. The company made the decision amid a wave of criticism following the release of 10,000 internal documents. Oh, Facebook. The rebranding plays the virtual world and hardware known as the metaverse. The Internet of Things, everybody, comes amid a broader effort to shift attention away from revelations in the same context as these social media companies. Wow. And revelations that it knew its platform was causing a litany of social harms, that it knew it was profiting from it. It was the business model. What you talking about, man? We ain't going to the Washington Post. The Washington Post will never let us read the article, man. I don't know. Yeah, the Washington Post wants you to buy the article, man. The Washington Post will never let us read the article, man. So is there an article that we could read? These tweets are protected. No, I don't think there's an article we could read. So I haven't really talked much about the Facebook case. I think briefly we brought up the young lady who was the whistleblower and the fact of the matter that she may have been a plant. It really hasn't been talked about. When I did briefly discuss it, I talked about it in the same vein as the Activision walkout lawsuit. But I guess now it's worthy of talking about again if we talk about it in the same vein of the Activision walkout, in the same vein as the Netflix walkout. Now you have Facebook changing its name because this female whistleblower who may have been a plant by the federal government. Now, if you recall what happened with the Activision walkout, there was a federal investigation into Activision. Activision makes one of the most popular online video games that men happen to play. The company is 90% male employees. The people who purchase the Activision products are 99% male, but they do have a few female employees at the company. Why, of which they work there, I do not know, right? Because anybody would assume that it would be a boys club or a frat house with 99% of the employees being men who are video gamers, right? Creating games for other men who are video gamers and maybe people who are of that ilk, right? But there were a few women who worked at Activision who felt like the working climate there was not becoming to female employees, right? So I don't know how, but that drove it, because there was a story about a little black boy named Jalen that came up floating in the river in Louisiana, and his organs was all liquefied, and the mom was trying to get the federal government to investigate, but the federal government said that the crime doesn't reach the level of the feds. But for some reason at Activision that makes simple video games, they got the feds to do this undercover mafioso style investigation on a video game company. Nobody was hurt, nobody was physically touched, there was no improprieties, again, just sexless, baseless allegations, but there was a 2-year federal probe paid for by the state of California when we got droughts and homelessness. But this is what we spend our money on, Gavin Newsom. Please help me understand that. 2-year federal probe, and it leads up to a walkout. A walkout by who? Perfect, because you just told me that the employees were 99% male. So who walked out of the company? Perfect. Well, guess what, you guys? The men walked out of the company. Yeah. The men walked out of the company because they heard that the women were getting treated poorly. So the men walked out of the company, which is about 5 or 6 women. And the men walked out of the company and said that we will not come back to work and finish building a new video game until you treat women fairly. That's what happened at Activision, if you could believe it. If you could believe it. But, and then you have the Netflix walkout, was similarly women and trans women quit their jobs and walked out in protest of supposedly something Dave Chappelle said in an artistic venue. But when we watched the protest, nobody could articulate exactly what Dave Chappelle said or did that was so offensive. And the CEO said that the reason not to be salacious or for publicity, but the CEO said that it would not come down because it did not rise to the level of HATE speech, which means by definition where people would be harmed or that the language would incite people to harm individuals. Since it did not reach that bar, it would not be taken down, which is what preceded the actual protest. So here, the Washington Post is talking about the CEO, but rebranding of the metaverse. Here's a little commercial. Let's see if we could check out the commercial.
Our company too. So I've been thinking a lot about what this means for our company and who we are as we embark on this journey. We're a company that focuses on connecting people. While most other tech companies focus on how people interact with technology, we focus on building technology so people can interact with each other. One of the reasons I started Facebook was that at the time you could use the internet to find almost anything: information, news, movies, music, shopping, except for the thing that matters most of all: people. Today, we are seen as a social media company, but in our DNA, we are a company that builds technology to connect people. And the metaverse is the next frontier, just like social networking was when we got started. I know the internet story isn't straightforward. Every chapter means new voices and new ideas, and yes, there will be challenges and risks and disruption of established interests. But there will also be opportunities and benefits that we can't even started. I know the internet story isn't straightforward. Every chapter means new voices and new ideas, and yes, there will be challenges and risks and disruption of established interests. But there will also be opportunities and benefits that we can't even imagine yet, for connection, for creation, for learning, and joy. We'll all need to work together from the beginning to bring the best possible version of this future to life. A future where, with just a pair of glasses, you will be able to step beyond the physical world and into the kinds of experiences that we have talked about today. I've been thinking a lot about our identity as we begin this next chapter. Facebook is one of the most used products in the history of the world. It is an iconic social media brand, but increasingly, it just doesn't encompass everything that we do. Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, Quest, now Horizon, Nazare, and more. Building our social media apps will always be an important focus for us. But right now, our brand is so tightly linked to one product that it can't possibly represent everything that we're doing today, let alone in the future. Over time, I hope that we are seen as a metaverse company. And I want to anchor our work and our identity on what we are building towards. We just announced that we are making a fundamental change to our company. We're now looking at and reporting on our business as two different segments: one for our family of apps and one for our work on future platforms. And as part of this, it is time for us to adopt a new company brand to encompass everything that we do. To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people. But now we have a new North Star to help bring the metaverse to life. And we have a new name that reflects the full breadth of what we do and the future that we want to help build. From now on, we're going to be metaverse first, not Facebook first. That means that over time, you won't need to use Facebook to use our other services. And as our new brand starts showing up in our products, I hope that people come to know the Meta brand and the future that we stand for.
I'm having
Man, I was supposed to comb my beard, y'all. I'll be so busy before the show. I didn't even look at my beard till just now. I shaved though. I shaved, and I'm trying to grow it in fuller. Somebody said they wanted my beard to be full, so it's Christmas time, so the tickler is back in the building. It's the tickler. But I supposed to fuck. Well, we nappy and happy right now. She said he the new Bill Gates. It's a takeover, y'all. You know, perfect time to be coming with these topics, man. It's a takeover, y'all. So you know, it's like clickbait. You know what I'm saying? It's like clickbait. It's like clickbait for when I do my topics and shit. So I got that topic up there. I got that poll up there, but I really wanted you guys. Whatever I said to you, we've talked about the social media feed. And I've talked to you about words, and you hear other people talk about words in these terms, that these words in these terms mean something. The social media feed is feeding you something. This is the chef. This is the cook. This young dude right here, the Kyle Peel that you just saw, he's telling you what he's cooking up for you and your children. Chefing up these applications, and they don't let anyone else create apps. Just like I talked about Kanye West getting Panda Panda and Drake getting the other dude going up on a Tuesday. They don't let nobody new hot come out. Nobody new hot come out. The big boys get everything. So any new hot app bought up by Facebook. And Facebook have said that they aggressively go after people and make them offers. If they don't give up the company, then they kill a company and they steal the software. Same thing that Apple did. This is not new. Same thing Apple did. Did you guys know who actually created the software for the iPhone? Why do you think Android has the same software as Apple? Because the software came from Android. Android created the software that Apple uses. Apple stole the software. Apple stole the software. That's why the phones are similar. But everybody thought for so long that Apple designed the software that powered the smartest and best phone. No, they didn't. Android designed that software, and there was a big lawsuit. You can look it up where Android won, and that's why the phones are so similar. Android could never have beat Apple in a lawsuit. No, Apple stole the software from the Android. So the same thing is happening with Facebook. What's up, Rose Gold in the building? So people have complained because there's you have Black Girls Rock, you have a lot of black people. Even Kwame Brown talks about training black children on how to code, right? He has a big initiative on training black children how to code. Why are we interested in Black Girls Rock and black children learning how to code? To create the next generation, to create the Internet of Things, to create the metaverse. This is not a small thing. It's a hashtag. It's a poll. It can be funny. It could be a joke, but this is the fucking future. This is not a joke. This is above being a man and sex and relationships. This is what the future will be. The metaverse, the Internet of Things. If you're not familiar with the fourth industrial revolution, 5G, the Internet of Things, and what the metaverse actually is, if the social report card, the vaccine report card, all of these things are all one. The pandemic, this is all part of the metaverse. You don't have these report card score systems without the metaverse. Everything has to be introverted. Everything has to be fully scalable, and everybody has to be online, which is why the cell phone was free, because everybody had to have one. Everybody has to have a cell phone. Free fries on Friday. You want a cell phone? You get a cell phone. Rose Gold, you get a cell phone. You get a cell phone. I'm listening, you get a cell phone. Free. You get a shot. You get a jabby wabby. You get a jabby wabby. And guess what? The jabby wabby is free too. Free fries on Friday. Free. Since when America give away anything for free? I'm $500,000 in debt. I'm $500,000. You know why I'm $500,000 in debt? Because California says that when the baby mama is on welfare, because the baby mama never got off welfare. I worked at Kaiser. I made $125,000 a year at UC Davis, but the baby mama never got off welfare. I paid $3,000 a month in child support, $31,000 a year, but the baby mama never got off welfare. California says since the baby mama got off welfare, I got to pay the money. Perfect time, I got to pay the money back. I got to pay the money back. I got to pay back $300,000, $500,000 because the baby mama never got our welfare. Nothing is free. And then they don't tell me that till I'm ready to retire and I done made all my money. I done got me a nice young fat wife and I want to have me a new life. And this little thing come up to me and say, oh, Dennis, you owe $300,000. I don't owe no money. I would be in jail if I owe $300,000. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, but we didn't tell you because that this law didn't exist, and how do I owe the money? Well, the mother of the children never got our welfare. We should put her ass in jail. It's America, right? Well, actually, what we did, the gynocracy is real. While y'all be talking and debating about, see, you never lived. You never made no money. You never had no children. You never been married. You never been divorced. You just mad at some girl because she hurt your feelings. No, this is real talk. These policies have to be addressed. These laws are changed in the dark to affect men and fathers. So father power is impaired. I said father power is impaired. That's what Angry Man was talking about today. But he didn't say it because I created it. But I know he wanted to say it. It was on the tip of his tongue. But what you were talking about, Angry Man, was father power and being a parent. And apparently, these black men have forgotten how to be a parent. It's called father power. Nothing is free, bro. Nothing is free. Metaverse, the Internet of Things. What is coming next? They told you that all these jobs are out here, but 5 million people quit last month. Did 5 million people quit last month? I want to know, did 5 million people quit last month? I turned off the cam because the internet be tripping. Did 5 million people quit last month? Did 5 million people quit last month? Or did 5 million people lose their job? Joe Biden was supposed to add 500,000 jobs last month, but only 100,000 jobs got added. I told you about a story about a person who applied to 60 of those jobs that you see every day driving around. We all see everybody hiring. We ain't got enough people, right? So they actually did a story of a man going to 60 of those places. Guess how many interviews he got? He got one interview. He got one interview. Everybody is full of shit. There are no more jobs. When they said we're not going back, this is the new normal. This is the new normal. Why do you think they have the check? I was in Walmart the other day cashing a check, getting some money, and I seen on the screen the child tax credit. It come in a paper check or a thing. Cash your child tax credit here. The whole thing about the budget not passing, why I got that 1.5 trillion on my hashtag today, is that that's what that Green New Deal is about. I showed you the picture of what they're redefining what a green job is so they could pay women to stay at home just to be women because the jobs that they used to do will disappear. The jobs that women used to do will disappear. So if you don't have coding, if you don't have Black Girls Rock, if you don't have a Kwame Brown pushing young Black boys and girls to learn Python or whatever coding language it is, then they will not have jobs and they will be on the government's teat. And they will be worried about child tax credit because Kamala Harris wants to increase that. I would prefer you create more jobs. I would prefer you bring back manufacturing back to America. I don't need you to increase these free allocations. That's not free. Look at my sister. My sister said free fries. There are no free fries. So what is the metaverse? What is the fourth industrial revolution? What is the Internet of Things? I know. Let's talk about Popeye's chicken. Let's talk about, what else can we talk about today? Well, is there some big booty bitch that we could talk about? Let's talk about a big booty bitch, right? We don't want to talk about the fourth industrial revolution. We don't want to talk about the Internet of Things. We don't really want to truly understand 5G. We don't want to talk about the metaverse. We don't want to talk about how it is Facebook has acquired so many applications and feeding our sons and daughters on a prolific level that they need to change their name to something that encompasses the universe. Now let's talk about big booty bitches. Let's not talk about the new world for our sons and daughters. How many apps do they own? What do these apps do? How do our children use these apps? Did you see the rainbow? What else is synonymous with Meta? What else is synonymous with Meta? As that rainbow icon came in, I said, you know what else they're playing on? They're playing on the LCC, just like everybody else. Because what else is Meta? Sexuality. Sexuality. Y'all not hearing me. What else is Meta? Poly, beta. Why call it the metaverse? You think they didn't have no LCC people on that committee? You think they didn't have no LCC people coming up with why they would call it Meta? Faceverse. Faceverse. Why metaverse? Meta has implications into this LCC community. That's why it was a rainbow. That's why it was fluid. What did that lady say the other day? That gender is a social construct. They want sexuality to be fluid. They call it gender fluidity, right? There's so much to unpack here. Gender fluidity, right? Metaverse. Why Meta? I'm cluing into all of it because what happened was there was a discussion about that company needing to be broke up. And I keep saying to you, if you don't chase perfection, then mediocrity will chase after you. Without us holding this company accountable, they are doubling and tripling down on being the bully. They are the gooch. They are not supposed to become a universe. That is a monopoly. That is a monopoly. That is a monopoly. Come on. They're not supposed to be able to come a universe in America. Are we in America? Because how do you control that? And how do they not control politics? As they do now. They put that president in the office. They bought the presidency, just like Michael Corleone was talking about in The Godfather Part 2. Nancy Pelosi, San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley, running the country right now. They put that person in office. They pushed down certain things and pushed up certain things. They're in trouble now because of how they manipulated all three of the elections, every presidential election since Facebook's inception, Facebook has manipulated. Facts. And they've admitted it. I'm not just saying this as conjecture. They've actually been on Capitol Hill. They've said, we're sorry. It wasn't our fault. We didn't know. But every election since Facebook's inception has been manipulated via Facebook. And they've yet to rectify that, which is why they're on Capitol Hill again, and which is why they're changing their name again, because the whistleblower said that they've been doing this purposely. What did Roger say? Roger said, anyone doing something more than 50% of the time, you have to understand that they're doing that with intention. Facebook is intentionally meddling with the politics of America. Just like George Soros said, he intentionally meddles with the politics of third world countries because it benefits his business and it's not illegal. Facebook intentionally meddles in politics because it benefits their business and it's not illegal. Just like R. Kelly. Hold on, wait a minute. Stop the presses. Just like R. Kelly didn't do anything illegal. You might not like it, but Facebook has manipulated each election to their own benefit. And every time they've been called to Capitol Hill, they have said no law exists that prohibit us from doing this. You know why? Because Facebook never existed when we created laws. So Facebook has been moving lawlessly. Oh yeah, we knew that they were Trump cells from Russia, but no law made us stop the Trump cells from Russia. Oh yeah, we knew that they were talking about January 6th, but no law. See what they want to have happen is that the FCC would come and regulate Facebook. The FCC would come in and regulate Facebook, right? So if the FCC regulates Facebook in the same way that they regulate the phone, if we say something on the phone, the FBI comes to your house. The FBI comes to your house. You can't just talk about anything on the phone. Everybody know that. Wrap the phone up, put the phone in the freezer before we have this meeting. But that's not true on Facebook. Those same FCC regulations don't exist on Facebook. So these conversations that were had about January 6th, about Trump, about Clinton were not illegal. They weren't illegal. Y'all see what's happening here? Even though we have a whistleblower on Capitol Hill explaining to you what Facebook did, why is Mark Zuckerberg not being charged? Why is Facebook? Only thing they're doing is scolding Facebook. But there's no laws, there's no policy. So we're going to change our name to obfuscate these allegations, to omit policy being created. And I'm lobbying to people who's in the Congress people asking me questions. I'm paying for them to get elected. Me and you are not making policy anymore. Me and you should be making the policy. You and I should be saying, hey, you know what? Facebook should be broken up. Facebook should have to be regulated. And I don't want people being able to manipulate my elections who don't live in America. So we're going to have to make sure, just like the FCC, that these things are regulated. But me and you are not making the policy. It's only a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. Well, I've been. 3 branches of government. Me and you make the policy. Me and you make the laws. I empowered the listener. The World is Yours podcast is the way the government is supposed to work. You pay your money, you pay your taxes, you get a vote, you get a say-so. You make the bills, you make the laws, you change the laws. That's the World is Yours podcast. You make a donation, you get a say-so. You get a vote. Hey, perfect. I don't like that. Hey, perfect. I want to talk about this. You pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. You get a vote. If you don't pay your taxes, you don't get to vote. You go to jail. You don't get to vote. Pay your taxes and you get a voice. Black men are paying taxes, paying out the wazoo, but we want to be quiet because somehow that's manly. That's the manly thing to do. Be quiet. Oh, I ain't got nothing to say. I don't dream. I don't got nothing to say, perfect. You the talker, you talk. I ain't got nothing to say. We need to have something to say. Because as long as our mouth is closed, everybody keep taking out of our pocket. Dave Chappelle is the latest. Dave Chappelle is not the first to last. He's just the latest. Dave Chappelle is not the first to last. He's just the latest. He's just the latest conduit. He's just the latest path. He's just the latest skateboard. He's just the latest wave that we're going to ride to agency. Who's going to be next? Hey, last week, hey, thank you, I'm listening. Hey, last week they was trying to use Denzel. They was trying to, I didn't even do the story. Last week they were trying to use Denzel. Goof Troop in the building. What's up, boy? Boy, you ain't never been uglier in my life, man. I tell you, man, you is the ugliest, raspiest, dry voiced, ashy knuckle, weak-kneed cat I ever met. Shout out to Goof Troop. If you want to go follow a ashy knuckle, raspy voice, ugly, go over there and follow Goof Troop. Go follow Goof Troop, man. Hey, Goof Troop, I love you, boy. Hey, man, shout out to Goof Troop. Shout out to Lazo. Shout out to Rose Gold. Shout out to Voice. Shout out to Sage Gemini Never Ran. Hey, Voice You and Sage Gemini got a fire morning show. And Voice You got a fire Instagram. Voice You gets me going every morning. Her Instagram post, she reminds me of Perfect. Every day I come on lit. Every day I come on with fire. Every morning, Voice You is up. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's vibrant. She's positive. She makes you. That's a content creator. That's what I'm talking about. Infectious. She makes you feel good. I love watching Voice. And I love watching her in a bikini on vacation. Go ahead, girl. Y'all go subscribe to Voice You, man. Go subscribe to Voice You Morning Show with Sage Gemini and Sage Never Ran, man. Go subscribe to both of them. And Sage got his own channel. Subscribe to Goof Troop. Goof Troop is hilarious. Goof Troop be roasting. Goof Troop, as soon as I met him, Goof Troop roasting me in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Straight roasting, man. Lieutenant Roaster Botch, man. Rose Gold, roasting bars. Lazo the MC, roasting bars. Unconditional love. Everybody from that sector, I love you. Thank you for bringing me into your family. It's been so great being part of your family, and y'all just support me. Just to support. Them is just some real cats over there. Goof Troop, just to support. I thank you, bro. And she stop poaching my listeners, Stop poaching my listeners. Goof Troop is my friend. He's my friend. This is that cousin. She is the cousin that's spending the night at your house. And then you see your girlfriend over his house because he met your girlfriend when he's spending the night at your house. Stop doing that shit, bro. And she is the little brother too. So she got little brother energy. You know what I'm saying? She is that cousin that's spending out at your house and then end up with your bitch. Like, get your own bitch, bro. Like, stop poaching my listeners, bro. You know what I'm saying? She got a great channel, man. She said he my friend too. That's what he would say when we was 5 years old. That's what he would say. Mama, that's what he would say. He my friend too. No, he was my friend first, mama. She said I'm 59. Nigga, you is not 59, nigga. You is Jamaican, though. You might be 59. Jamaica's age hella good, man. Lazy boy, tree job, gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm big. Hey, what other topics we got to discuss, man? I could go in on the metaverse for a long time, man. We could expound on the metaverse for a long time because it's so many things to talk about with this new launch by Facebook that people, how many of you knew that they owned all of those apps? I don't have all those apps on my phone. I didn't know that they owned all of those apps. I know about those apps, but I didn't know Facebook owned all of those apps. And what the question is right now is if they will be allowed to stay. And then he talked about growing bigger. He's naming that name to make it bigger. Do we want Facebook to be bigger? Do we want Facebook to be bigger? Tesla's at $1 trillion, right? So now these companies are, y'all remember the oligarchies, y'all remember Hearst Mansion, and when we had the carpetbaggers, and when we had monopolies, when these people had daddy Warbucks and this astronomical amounts of money. Do we need that? We here in the building. What's up, Wolf? How you doing, bro?
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you good, man. You sound real good. You at home?
Yeah, no, I'm actually in my car. I'm gonna go do some work for somebody.
Okay, shit, you got good sound in there right now. Good acoustics right now.
Yeah, sitting in the car, so bouncing the sound. Yeah, man. And then I'm actually on these crappy headphones too. I'm on these Sony headphones I got.
Oh yeah, she is my resident Bluetooth brother. Shout out to the Bluetooth brothers out there.
You ain't got no Bluetooth, man. You ain't want to do nothing.
Bro, hey, Gold Professor, what's happening there, man? Thank you, Gold Professor, for the Cash App yesterday, too, man. I was cooking out and give you your thank you and your props, man. Much props, man. Much thanks, man. I love you, bro. Hey, and today, Thursday, y'all. Y'all know what tomorrow is. It's that Friday gumbo, man. It's 5:30 in the morning, right, She?
Yep, 5:30 in the morning, California time.
Pacific
You
time,
on Go Professor Live.
Friday gumbo, everybody.
Hey, he be like, you on Go Professor Radio, 5:30 in the morning, 5:30 a.m. California time, Pacific time.
Hey, it's always a fire show on Friday. The Friday morning gumbo is lit. Every day is lit, but on Friday, he lets the panel be a little bit loose and go a little bit longer, so you don't want to miss it. So everybody in the chat who's not subscribed to Go Professor.
Well, not to cut y'all, but tomorrow he not having gumbo. Tomorrow he gonna hit the road, gonna get him. Cause he riding out. He riding out. He got this club thing he doing, so he riding out. But he always say, if you don't come to any show, always come to Thursday Health Talk Live. So if you can't make it to any show Monday all the way to Friday, always come to Health Talk. Wednesday is the read. Wednesday read is good, but Health Talk is for yourself. So I'm gonna hit you with that.
Shout out shout out Go Professor. Thursday is Health Talk. And Wednesday is the read, 5.0 Cool Table is Eagle readers, you know what I'm saying? So we always encourage that reading, you know what I'm saying, and comprehension and I still can't say the word literary, but you know what I'm saying? So
literary.
yeah, that's the word. Thank you, She. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, 5.0 Cool Tables is Eagle readers, man. So we encourage that. So I would say get over to that Wednesday show too. And don't forget that Thursday help, because Gold Professor is vegan. You feel me? And I used to be vegan. I'm a pescatarian now. So anything, especially during this time where people are dealing with sickness and wanting your immune system to stay strong and bolstered, you know what I'm saying? Especially for men, you know what I mean? Get over there and get that good knowledge, man. You might learn about some good herbs, keep your vitality up. You know what I'm saying? Especially all of us who getting older. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay virile. You know what I'm saying? You might have a problem with that, as you're getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? You might need to be watching that Thursday show. You know what I'm saying? Keep beating that thing.
Hey, I be eating, doing right. I'm starting back on my vitamins because I've been watching Shannon Rails, and he been saying that every man, if you get to a point at least about 30 to 35, you should be taking a vitamin every day. Some type of supplement, multivitamin or something. And, I've been slacking off on my vitamins because I order, I normally get this vitamin called Miracle 2000. It's a liquid.
I heard of that.
And Miracle 2000 has all the supplements in a liquid form. So you got your minerals, everything in there. You shake it up, keep it in the fridge, because if the other vitamins, they already dead. In the pill form, they already dead. You're not getting all the nutrition from the vitamins because they had to supplement it into a capsule form So the vitamins are pretty much dead. You got those vegetables and all that stuff in liquid form, keeping it in that refrigerator. You good. It got the minerals in there all blended up. And not tooting the horn, but this company I actually found it through a pastor. And so he he stands along the line of his products, from the Father above, and him putting his grace in it too, because he wanted something that can actually benefit the body. And the multivitamin, it was cool. Century done had they run, but I had to put them down and go ahead and get this, man, because I'm like, when it come down to it, you can actually feel a little bit, and then
That was gonna be my
um,
question. That was gonna be my question. So you feel it, the Miracle 2000. You actually feel it.
yep, I get that. I take my cod liver oil tablets, and I just started hitting on elderberry. I didn't really know about elderberry back in the day, so I'm hitting on elderberry now,
All
and
the dark
got
berries.
a little turmeric. Yeah, yep.
All the
So
dark.
I'm
All the
doing the
dark
thing.
berries. The dark berries are
Yeah,
high in the Go professor probably know the word better, but the polyphosphorols is the dark berries is good, and that's good for energy and vitality. Yeah, man, to get you some oatmeal in the morning, man, because we got to be up and at them, man. We can't let these women rest, man. These women to rest to get on their laurels, man. So we got to be up and at them,
yeah,
man. I don't let these women rest, man. I'm on that thing every day, man. I'm at that thing every day. I'm knocking at that door every day. You know what I'm saying? So hello, hello, hello,
yeah. Marika,
hello,
what
hello.
is it called? The Marika
Moringa.
root, moringa. Yeah.
Oh, I love moringa, man. You know what else is good?
No, no, no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say maca.
Maca, that's what it is. Maca. They say maca's good for that strength in the morning.
And
That.
maca, yeah, man. That maca root. I do that maca root, and I do that moringa, man. I watch Shaka Amos, and Shaka Amos will make this drink. I was making it, but I gotta go get me some more raw cacao. But Shaka Amos and some more maca. But Shaka Amos will make this drink with the oat milk, the raw cacao,
Yeah.
and the maca. And it's actually bomb. He put black seed oil in it too, but the black seed oil is so strong, you got to acquire it taste. So I'll make it with the oat milk, the raw cacao powder, and that's what they use to make chocolate milk. And then I'll put in the maca, and I'll drink that before a live stream, and I'll rock through the whole live stream. That's a good power shake for anybody listening, man, because we don't do that milk over here. No
Cool,
cow,
cool.
no cow milk. Yeah, man. Oat milk, man. Not even no lactate. Don't do that lactate because that's still cow milk. So, I don't do the almond milk either because Dr. Sabi said don't do almonds. So I'm on the oat milk, man. Or some
Yeah.
coconut.
That's
Yeah.
that's my homeboy and my brother was telling me about that. Say almonds don't make milk. Where the almonds get milk from? And I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
So
So
he's like, man, you better get you some hemp milk or get you some oat milk.
yep, yep, yep.
Yep.
I
So
don't
I'm
do that.
I'm trying to implement that into my kids, man, because I don't drink milk regardless, man. It's just something. Ever since I got out to be a kid, I went over my wife brother's house, and these some bachelor boys, they young boys, or they bachelors in their 20s. So I come in there, I say, yeah, man, I'm gonna spend the night. I got a job around the corner, so I already had some clothes in the car. I'm used to my wife get on me about that because back in the day, I used to have my whole bag in the car. So she was
Uh,
like, why you always keep your extra bag of clothes? I said, just in case something pop off. And so, I had my whole bag in the car. I went in there, took my shower and stuff, jumped out. And I'm like, hey, man, what y'all got to eat in here? He was like, uh, milk, cereal. I said, hold on. No, I'm talking about some food. And I don't want no breakfast. They like, I think we got one egg in there. I said, hey, bro. I said, I know y'all young, but you can't tell me. Was that all we eat is cereal, really, man? I'm talking about I looked in there, 9 boxes of cereal, dog. 9 boxes. I said, I don't even eat cereal. I said, I ain't no kid. And they was like, well, grown people eat cereal. I said, yeah, grown kids.
and you know what, bro? That cereal, they didn't buy it. They didn't buy that
Yeah.
cereal. That's why it's theirs. Their mama gave it to them, or it came from Wick. But that's why they
Nah.
got that Muriel, that silk, and that Muriel. I'm fucking it up. The cereal and
Yeah.
milk. It's because they got it for free. That's sad, man. They ain't learned, man. Ain't been no parents. It ain't been no
No.
parents for 30
They,
years.
they,
That's the new thing I'm talking about, because I think for a long time we got caught up on the father being taken out the home. But what really happened is the parent got removed. Because what happened when the father was removed? You didn't have to go to school every day. You didn't have to get good grades. You didn't have to clean your room. You didn't have to brush your teeth. If you was a girl, you could have sex in the house. You can get pregnant and your mama wouldn't put you out. You could have a second child. You could have the nigga move in. That was a lack of parenting. Women did not want the responsibility of being parents. They wanted to be the children's friend. I said on this podcast that my father sacrificed a friendship with me to be my parent, to give me life skills so that I could be a man one day that he might be a friend to. They haven't had a parent, so they don't have life skills to be adults. It's sad. It's sad because everybody wants to be these children's friend. And I don't see how that don't benefit our country. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how it happens. But the
Cereal.
crazy part, man, you know, now I was thinking about the topic I was gonna hit. Uh, yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about back with the cereal real quick. But yeah, man, I went in there and they told me they only had cereal, so I looked in the cabinet, looked all in the freezer. Man, I thawed out some fish, had some found a can of green beans in there, and some rice, and well, I think I found some some black beans. So I just chopped all that up, had an onion in there, a half an onion with some bell peppers, chopped them up and put them on the fish and cook the fish like that. They hardly have no season, so just pepper. Don't use salt at all, so couldn't really use that. All I had was just pepper and oregano on there. And I'm like, I could tell somebody bought the season for them because it's still new.
And open it. How did
Yeah,
they
man.
look? How did they look? Was they amazed? I know they was like, it smelled good. I know probably nobody never cooked in there.
Can't walk. No, my son cook. They'll cook every now and then, but my son cook all the time because my son just moved in with him. So he cooks all the time. Like he meal prep, and so if I knew that was one of his meal preps that he had, I would just snatch that because he had it already cooked. Because I seen like a meal prep in there where they had containers with a piece of fish, rice, beans, and I think asparagus, and it was like two more containers in there. So I came over there on the Friday, so that was somebody, lunch for or dinner, whatever for Saturday and Sunday. So I was like, I'm not gonna take nobody's stuff, and I don't know whose it is, you know. And I could have, cause that's my wife's brother. I could have deboed him, but I was like, I ain't gonna do it like that. But I cook my own food.
It was
But yeah, man,
it was their food, but
yeah,
you cooked it yourself.
yeah, man. Yeah,
I
but
love
no, I wanted to come up and talk about Zuckerberg doing what he's doing.
Please.
This is the same situation that happened with what I just said, Bill Gates. Remember how he had Microsoft, PowerPoint, all them, they made them break the companies down.
Right.
Microsoft Word, all of them, because they was like, you're turning into a monopoly. You have control over all this software. Nobody can't use like this company is in charge of all the software, so you can determine who can have the software on their computers or not. And so if he wanted to deal strictly with Gateway, Dell, or whoever, he give them the software. Nobody else could use it unless they go through him for the license. And that's why they had to break all the companies up and let him keep a percentage in the company, you
Hold on.
know.
Go ahead. See somebody at my door.
Yeah, but gave him a percentage in the company, but that was it. When it came down to it, like he built a monopoly over all these softwares, PowerPoint, Word, everything, man, for our spreadsheets. All that stuff was built on the backs of him, that everybody needed this stuff in their computers to the point where when he would sell it to the companies, he would sell it in a package deal and get tons of more money than if he was to sell it individually, which nobody wasn't going to buy all that stuff, but they needed every single one of them. Now they done did it to where it's so smart to where you had to update every year. Now you got to pay every month for this stuff. Every month you got to pay for Microsoft Word and all these other programs. And they have it to where They download it on computers where you can use it. That's why WordPress is so popular right now. WordPress can be put on a computer, and there you go. You good. No monthly subscription, none of this stuff. And people are finding alternate routes on getting around this stuff, man. That's crazy. Like WordPress is making it big because Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Spread, all those, you need them on the computer when you're in school. That's why they give these college kids computers, the Chromebooks automatically download, and all they need you to do is just pay that $20 a month subscription for it.
You know what, you are absolutely correct. Let me give you some. I forgot about the Microsoft lawsuits and when Bill Gates was on Capitol Hill, he went through similar accusations, and they did. I forgot about that, but I think it's very similar. The cell phone and the apps are a little bit different as far as accessibility. I think that's the danger here. I think that was dangerous. I think that was dangerous there also as far as the corporate whole. But Microsoft didn't really touch the average person. The average person couldn't afford the software or a computer at that time. It was really
no. Yes, they could. See, that was the catch. See, that's why they were getting on them, because they made it such a monopoly that every single company had to go through them in order to put these type of softwares on their computers. So, and when they're putting the software on the computer, what are they doing? You're getting access to every computer that downloads your software. So how there was no backdoor or anything to that? Like, he's specific on programming. Like, that was his biggest thing. That's why certain programs you're not supposed to put on your computer. Same thing with apps. There's certain apps that run in the background more than other apps. And see, what he did made a monopoly of that. Far as the average person, if you were in school, if you did any type of business, you needed his software to run on your computer. Just to type a letter, you needed his software. To present PowerPoints, you needed software. Spreadsheets for business, needed software. All those key components, you needed his software. So he basically made it to where no other computer company could not go without dealing with him until WordPress came along. Other than that, there was no other people, no other competition. Like, he was only in competition with himself.
And to this day, they're the only like word processor that exists. True, and commerce. But my point with the Facebook thing is that the reach to the commoner. Like, if you've seen the movie Ready Player One, so you're specifically talking about businesses, right? So I worked in corporate America, so I'm familiar with these changes and the stronghold they had. But I also lived in the hood, and nobody in the hood was affected by this. But with Facebook, people are affected by Facebook. Our children are affected by Facebook. So that, I think it's very similar, and I'm not disagreeing with you. You're correct. But the one thing I would push back on is that with Microsoft, it was a corporate takeover. And what you have with Facebook is you have a social takeover, where you have our children being affected by what Facebook is doing, versus Microsoft, all business was affected. And to be honest, to this day, they have that stronghold in school and business. You're going to use Excel and you're going to use Word. And if you're not going to use that, most people won't know how to use whatever software you're using. So it's just easier to use Excel or Word or a Microsoft product. It's just easier. So that will be the go-to with Facebook and all of the applications on a social level, meaning down to 5 years old, my son has my cell phone. So that's what I'm talking about. And in elementary school, our children have cell phones, and they won't go take a piss or a shit without the cell phone. And what I've talked about on here is the social media feed. And this motherfucker understanding that he wants to control the whole feed. And me talking to my fathers about what is a social media feed and what are they actually feeding your daughter and your son. And we talked about Simone Biles. We talked about NBA 2K22 with the woman on the cover, Candace Parker. We talked about Activision. We talked about Popeye. Shout out Mark Nash. We talked about Popeye, me and you. I was on Mark Nash panel, and I was talking about you and how you pointed out Meg Thee Stallion being lighter in the commercial. I didn't even catch that. What's being sold to our children? I said they're not selling chicken in that on the social media feed. That cartoon is not chicken. That cartoon wants to get downloaded via Instagram and via Twitter. That's what that cartoon is for. That cartoon is to be consumed like chicken, right? That cartoon is to be consumed like chicken by a company that supposedly makes chicken, but they creating content like the NFT. Does anybody really understand the NFT? Because we don't talk about real shit in the manosphere. Hold on, let me give myself some. You like that shit? You like that shit?
Yeah. Give yourself some props, man. Hey, nobody ain't gonna love you but you, baby.
Come on, man. Because you know the NFT, right? It's NFT is the new technology or the new financial product, right? But it's not really nothing, right? So I can link that. If you didn't really understand what an NFT is, think about what and how Popeyes profits from this Meg Thee Stallion campaign, where they're not actually selling chicken, where the goal is to have a market share of the social media feed. This is why Wendy's Twitter account is so fire. Wendy's changed their name. Wendy's changed their name today too.
Wendy's be always trolling, man. They be trolling.
Hey, Wendy's Twitter is fire.
Remember when Burger King and McDonald's had that beef, and Wendy's jumped in? It was like, oh, we in this too. Hey, y'all gonna lead a young girl out of this, a young redhead girl.
Hey, whoever run the Wendy's Twitter account, hey y'all, hey, they need to get the award because Wendy's changed their name to Meat today. So yeah, man, the social media feed. So that's my thing about this, man, is that Facebook has a hold of our children. You know what I mean? So and they want to control everything that's being fed to them via this new social media apparatus. And what I said is that they gave away the phones. Phones are free now, so that everybody can be reached. It's like remember Kingsman. I like Kingsman. There's a new Kingsman coming out. It's like Kingsman with Samuel Jackson was the bad guy, and how he got everybody to do, but everybody in order to do that had to have a cell phone and had to have his chip. So what did he do? He gave it away for free. He gave it away for free. Y'all remember that, right? Samuel Jackson, the evil villain in the Kingsman, he owned a cell phone company, and he was sending out a sonic signal. We ain't even talked about what happened in China, but y'all could talk about that if y'all want. He sent out a sonic signal via these satellites, right? And his cell phone, right? But how did he get everybody to get the cell phone so that he could be able to touch them with this signal? He gave it away for free. What else is being given away for free right now, you guys? Toya the Tutor was in the building when she said free fries. What else is being given away for free right now? So cell phones are free. So they can feed you. The social media is free. You know, there was a white lady that said, you should be paid. This is why I'm saying donate, hit the Cash App. The white lady said you should be paid by the social media companies. In the same vein that Joe Budden was saying, the same thing that me and she discussed before. Why Shaq made sure that he got a board member seat and he got major pay and he got a vote on the board when he came over to Papa John's. The white lady said you should be getting paid for these social media companies because you log into them just like a job, just like telecommuting. You log in every morning to Facebook, Twitter, and you're logged in and you work to make them money for 8 hours a day or more. So what do you mean, Perfect? When you tweet, when you like, when you post, you're working for Facebook. Hello. Perfect timing cooking in the building. Hit the Cash App. I don't know if I got a Cash App today. I'll shut this show down. Come on now. Hit the Cash App. This is the World Is Yours podcast, funded by the listener, for the listener. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Don't play with your boy, man. Y'all getting some good content right now. The lady said that you should be getting paid. You should be getting paid by these social media companies. You should be getting paid by these social media companies because you log in like you log in at work. And every time you post, every time you like, every time you interact, you create metadata that helps them get paid. You give them, you give them information about yourself that helps them sell commercials, that helps them sell space to other companies. Everything you do on these platforms makes them money, money, money. You know that? You know that? You just having fun playing Farmville. You just having fun playing Farmville. Oh, my brother in the building. What's up to my good brother?
Peace to the chat. Peace to the panel.
Peace, peace, peace. You sound horrible.
I feel horrible, man.
I love you, bro. What happened, man? Man, don't tell me that. What's going on, man?
I just have to say this. Adam, if you out there listening in the clouds, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Fuck you and that bitch Eve.
I heard you say that before. My boy had a hard day at work today, I guess. He said, fuck Adam, man. Adam is the reason why we have to labor all day, everybody.
I'm still not done, man.
He said, oh, I'm still not done.
So I am done with the rant. I'm still not done with the work. That's what.
I know. He said, I can tell in your tone of your voice what you meant, man. He said, I'm still not done, man. You look like you sound like you want to slap somebody. Hey, that's not that ludicrous. I feel like slapping somebody today. Slapping somebody today. Slap. Sunclaw feel like slapping somebody today. Slap. hey, somebody cut you off today, it might be a problem. I ain't got he said, I didn't have time yesterday, but I got time today, cuz. Ah, shit.
You know, it's not all bad, man. I got a bushel of sweet potatoes with me, you know.
Okay, we talked about that yesterday, so that's dope.
Yeah, at one of the places I stopped at, man, I remember this dude talking to me about him selling sweet potatoes. You know, before this whole thing went down with the V. And I asked him, man, do you happen to have any sweet potatoes with you? He said, yeah, man, I got a bushel. I said, what, a bushel? I asked him, man, how many pounds of sweet potatoes are in a bushel? He said, 50 pounds. I said, what? Yeah, I sell them for $20 a bushel. I said, man, is there any way I can buy less than that, man? He said, I don't have no change. I can sell you half a bushel. I said, you know what? Give me that whole bushel.
Wow, half a bushel. That would have been what, 25 pounds for $10. What you gonna do with 50 pounds of sweet potatoes, son, Claude? You can open up a sweet potato pie business.
I'm gonna find something to do with 50 pounds of sweet potatoes. I'm gonna give part of them away, and then keep. I think I'll probably try to keep maybe 20 pounds of them.
I'm all messed up off chocolate and tie.
Yeah, because I was only half joking the other day when I was talking, you know, going on about sweet potatoes, but
gotta break me up a piece of that sweet potato pie. I had to
as long as you don't load them down with sugar.
Wait, what? They're healthy, yeah, right? Yeah,
as long as you don't load them down with added sugar, it's a healthy food.
Okay. Well, what you got on it so far, man? So far, we talking about Facebook. We ain't getting into nothing else yet.
Oh, man, I was going to jump on here when she was here, but I think I was behind on the stream. So I think you missed one point, Perfect. Facebook changed its name to how it makes its money. It makes its money off of your metadata.
Oh shit! Go ahead, Sunclaw.
Yeah, all those little pieces of information, who you interact with, what apps you launch. It goes to the extreme of what you even say. There's something that you're going to notice, that when you start talking about something, or you pay attention the next time you have a conversation with somebody, look at what kind of ads get served up to you online. Man, I know I talked to my boy about some boots, man, but why am I seeing all these advertisements for boots? Yeah, why are you seeing all those advertisements for boots? It's almost like somebody listening in on your conversation. It's almost like somebody's looking at what you're searching for. Yeah, that's that metadata. Where you go to. Ever wonder why some of the apps that you have on your phone want access to your GPS? They ain't navigation apps. Why the hell should they have access to my GPS data?
I remember when they.
That's how they make their real money. Perfect.
I would just.
How can something that's a free service make Facebook one of the richest companies in the world if nobody pays for any of the services that they use off of Facebook?
We work for them. I was just explaining that.
We're the product.
We're the product and we're the employees. Yo, I said this white lady on Instagram broke the shit down and had my mouth drop. She said, you should get paid by these social media platforms. You log into them every day like a job, and then you go to work for them and you create their market value. If you do not log in, if you do not post, then they are worthless. You are the employee. They are not the employee. You are the employee. It's just like Ready Player One, where they were forcing people, if you didn't play money, to play the game. They forced you to log into Facebook. And people stayed logged in all day in the computer in a box. They force you to log into Facebook because that's how they make money. We need you to be logged in. It's not just the metadata, it's you. I don't get metadata unless you log in. That's why everybody got a phone. That's why the phones became free.
And perfect. I think that what they're doing is something similar to what Alphabet did. Are you familiar with that? With Alphabet, the Alphabet Corporation?
Not the LCC, the Alphabet. The Alphabet Corporation. The phone one.
Oh, we're on it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Of course you're not familiar with Alphabet. It's what they used to be called Google. Alphabet is within Google. So you can't say that Google owns all these other companies and owns this Waymo and owns this and owns that and owns the other. No, Google doesn't own that. Alphabet owns that, and since most people are not familiar with Alphabet, how are you going to get an uproar of people saying that you need to break up this large monopoly of a company? The same thing is going to happen with that, with Meta, the company that used to be known as Facebook. They're going to roll Facebook under Meta. That way you can't say, well, Facebook owns this. No, Facebook doesn't own any of that.
It's just
Meta owns that, not Facebook.
It's just an app. It's just it's a popular app. You hear how he explained it? He said it's one of our most popular products, but it's not our only product. It's only a product. It's just like Coca-Cola. but we sell Sprite, we sell grape, we sell orange. So I don't want to go by grape Sprite anymore. I want to go by what's the name of my soda company. Well, the name of my soda company is Meta, and the first soda I made was Facebook. It was a hit. But I have other sodas. Oh, you thought Facebook was a company? No, it's just a soda. It's not the company. The actual company is Meta, and Facebook is a soda on the social media.
If you think about it, Google should have been broken up already.
I didn't realize it was set up that way. I don't know how many people know that.
But that's the main reason that they did it, and that's the main reason that Facebook is going to do it now.
So you know what's going on. See, I used to sell cell phones. This makes a lot of sense because Google acquired Motorola, but it may not be as I thought. It may be how you just explained it, because Google was very unsuccessful with their first foray into the cell phone company. They tried to partner with other cell phone companies. A lot of people don't recall that unless you bought that first Google cell phone. It was made by somebody else. Now there's a new Google phone coming out. You have the Oculus coming out, and you have a new Google phone coming out. And Google's going to be a direct competitor to Apple and these other cell phone companies and providers in a second. And so but they bought Motorola. A lot of people don't know that. But they bought Motorola because they wanted to control the hardware because they couldn't get the product that they wanted. So they can go up against Apple or Android. So
yeah, they wanted to have like a native device that gives the people the best experience of what their operating system can offer.
And as long as they went to somebody else, they were purposely sabotaging the device, making it not user friendly. The Google phone was ugly. It was the ugliest phone that they ever created. So they like, well, I need
putting junk apps on it.
Yeah, they like, I need a phone that can compete with the iPhone. The only way they were going to do that is to buy a cell phone company. So they bought Motorola. A lot of people don't know that because they don't really push the fact that they own that company. But that's when you'll see the new Google phone. That's why the Google phone is now competitive. It's going to be one of the best phones. I actually looked at it. Have you seen it? Because I'm a podcaster, and it's a competitive price. It's like $600 compared to the new iPhone, which is like $1,300. And then
I haven't seen that phone, and I'm not even sure if Google still owns Motorola, to be honest with you.
I could be wrong. I know they have a new phone coming out, and they have the Oculus coming out. And
because I know that for a while, Google was going around and getting different phone manufacturers to build their phones for them.
Yeah, they were unsuccessful. The last thing
for
I
a
heard,
while, it was HTC that was building those Google branded phones.
Right,
LG for a time.
So
Motorola.
It'd be good for somebody to look up.
But I'm not absolutely sure that they still own Motorola.
I could be wrong. Y'all let us know in the chat. Does Google still own Motorola? Who's making a new Google phone that comes out? And the Oculus. And did you hear how, with the same vein with the Oculus, how he talked about people will be able to interact with all of our apps via some type of eyewear? And Google has been trying to push this since Google Glass. And Google Glass was ahead of its time, and Google Glass never caught on. And so now they're coming back with Oculus. And Oculus
Google Glass still exists.
Yeah, right. But it never caught on. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was, I don't know how it didn't get popular.
Yeah.
I don't know how
it didn't get popular. It still exists no, it still exists. It exists in factories. It exists in the medical field. It just exists in in certain corporate fields.
And you know where they were using it too?
Yep. In certain type of engineering fields and
I saw it in bowling. I saw it in professional bowling.
Mm-hmm.
Google Glass and the Oculus. Now, professional bowlers, I don't know how many people watch professional bowling, but professional bowling is not a joke. It's like a lot of big money involved, and there's a lot of brands and all the different things, from the bowling balls to the things on the guy's hands. It's very high tech. I was so surprised that sport was so technically advanced, that the bowlers were the people first on Google Glass and the applications of Google Glass. This was years ago, bro. I'm talking about 6-7 years ago when Google Glass first came out. Google Glass is old. Now we got Oculus and Mark Zuckerberg talking about everything being seen via some type of eyewear, just like Ready Player One. What you doing, Son Claw? You making a sandwich?
No, I'm. It was Morgan for a little bit.
Oh, okay, you back?
Yeah. Um, there's something interesting, and I want people to think about this. You have a cell phone, right? Do you remember that there are apps on your cell phone? As soon as you got it, you turned it on, you put your account on there, and there are apps on that phone that you didn't even download. There are apps on your phone that you can't even do. That's if you get them through Verizon, if you get them through Sprint, if you get it through certain companies. There are apps on your phone. You didn't even download. You're always running on the background. Your cell phone company got paid to put that app on your phone. And you thought that you were paying them, somebody else is paying them to have an app put on your phone. Hey, Perfect, have you seen how Oculus works?
I have it. Shout out to Gabe, the Bronx legend in the building. So Gabe clarified some stuff for us. So he said Facebook owns Oculus and Google owns Motorola still. Okay. So Oculus is Facebook version of Google Glass. And then also Gabe even clarified, he said he used to work for AT&T and Singular. That's when they broke it up. And Kevin Samuels talks about this also. But he said he worked for AT&T with Singular, bought them out for $41 billion back in the day, 05, 04.
Yeah, because it all used to be a Bell. Everything used to be AT&T.
Pac Bell.
There was only one telephone company in the whole country, and it used to be AT&T. And then you had Southern Bell, and then you had all the baby bells. That's what they used to call the companies that broke off of AT&T.
And that Southern Bell became Verizon. People don't know that. That's why it's a lot of black people that work for in the South, because it was Southern Bell.
You had what was it? Like you said, you had Verizon, you had Nextel, you had.
You Borgin. Shit.
Forget it.
You Borgin. Every time we get to talking about this cloth talk, they be Borgin us out.
I was saying. Yeah, I was saying that they had MCI. They had Nextel.
MCI challenged them with the expensive long distance.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Oculus.
People don't know that if you call somebody out of your area code, it was long distance.
Right. I remember the little girls
outside of your area code.
I remember the little girls getting beat for text messaging and talking to the boy too long, because every minute. Remember the little girls being on Donahue and shit with the $10,000 cell phone bills.
Yep.
And remember they used to have a competition with who could text the fastest, because the little girl had sent so many text messages. Her mama had like a $30,000 bill, and that's what actually changed the billing, because the girls, the teenagers would not stop texting, and they could not justify these bills.
Texting became popular in Europe, for example, because the minutes were so expensive, but the text was so cheap that it was cheaper for them to text than it was to call somebody. So for a time, it was actually cheaper for you to send a text message than for you to call somebody.
And that made sense.
And that's one of the reasons it took off. But then you start thinking about it. Oh, texting, you can do that while you're in class. You can do that while you're at the dinner table. You can do that while you're at the movies and nobody's gonna say nothing.
Now they got it on the watch.
Mhm.
Okay,
Um,
so Oculus is a
but
video,
I was going to mention something about Oculus. It's a VR headset.
just like Ready Player One. This shit's scary, bro. Look at this
It's
shit.
different. As I remember, some of these headsets don't need base stations anymore.
No, I got it up right now. This is Ready
And
Player.
the base stations, what they would do was to basically fence you in into a certain area where there weren't any obstacles. So the base stations would relay to the headset where you were in space, and it would keep you from moving outside of that play space. But what some of those headsets are doing now is that they have cameras around the perimeter of the headset, so that way they can track the objects that are within the room, so that you don't bump into something that's inside of that room instead of having base stations. Hey, perfect.
So basically, you're gonna live in the Fortnite. It's gonna be Ready Player One. Who would take it off? Have you seen Ready Player One? Who would take it off?
No, I've heard about it.
Who would take it off?
Hey, hey, perfect. Did I borg out or anything?
Yeah. What were you saying?
I was saying that the Oculus Rift doesn't require, or some of these newer
No.
VR headsets don't require.
Yeah, we heard that.
Okay. What is that worth? What is that worth to other companies? If those VR headsets have cameras on them, quote unquote, so that you don't bump into things inside of your living room.
But they know everything that's in your home, social distancing and all this type of shit.
Oh, they'll know what kind of magazines you have on your coffee table, what brand coffee table, what brand television set, what color sofa do you have, what color are your rugs, what color are your curtains.
Privacy is gone. How can you? So the question becomes then: can you have America without privacy? Because Kyrie Irving is not allowed to be private. You're taking away individuals' HIPAA rights. Can you have America?
Perfect. That headset, you cannot use it without being logged into a Facebook account.
Well, I'm reading this right now. It says Oculus.
And not even a dummy Facebook account. It has to be a legit Facebook account.
This says Oculus Quest to phase out Facebook account requirement. We're working on making a broader shift. This is the name of an article I have up now on what is this? I don't know what the name of this is. IGN.com. It says Oculus Quest to phase out Facebook account requirement. He said during Facebook Connect, Mark Zuckerberg announced that a personal Facebook account would soon no longer be required to use Oculus Quest hardware. As we focus more on work, and frankly, as we've heard your feedback more broadly, we're working on making it so you can log into Quest with an account other than your personal Facebook account, Zuckerberg said during the Facebook Connect keynote last year. It says,
do you know what, Perfect? Every other headset on the market does not require you to log into some kind of account in order to use them.
Correct.
That headset is no different than you having a monitor strapped to your face. So why do they require any kind of account? And perfect. If you look into it, they were actually banning people and shutting down their account and shutting down their headset
It
if
said,
they just made up a phony account just so they'd be able to use the headset. They wanted a legit account. They wanted to know who you were,
yep.
who your friends were. They wanted all that other information because otherwise, that information that they're getting from that headset ain't worth nothing to them. You don't own that headset. That's why they were able to block you from being able to access that headset if you didn't have a legit account because you didn't own it.
Wow.
You paid money for it, but you didn't own it. You're paying for the privilege
Of
of
you,
being able to use their headset.
but you don't own it.
And one of their requirements was that you would have a legit Facebook account. And if you don't, we'd block you. And in fact, the reason that they're relaxing those requirements is because there are people who didn't buy the Oculus simply for that for that reason, that they wanted a legit Facebook account. And what would happen if you got banned off of Facebook for something that you said? Would you be able to use that headset that you paid money for?
Mm, mm, mm. After they get
You got
everybody,
deplatformed from them. Were you going to be able to buy that use that hardware that you paid good money for?
after they get you addicted, you got to watch Ready Player One. Because in the world of Ready Player One, everyone is addicted to the Oculus in the same way they're addicted to the cell phone. So what happens is the cell phone goes away, basically. So what they're doing is they're trying to get ahead of it because the cell phone is already obsolete and played out. You don't need the cell phone anymore. That's why they want to chip people, because you could just have the cell phone in your hand. And there's actually an Instagram post of someone who has a cell phone in their hand, who's put a chip in their hand, and they just open up their hand and all of their apps are on the hand. You just push something on your hand and then the app comes out of your hand and it's 3D and it's virtual. You don't need the cell phone anymore. You just talked about not needing a console. You don't need the cell phone anymore. Cell phone is obsolete. People lose it. The kids won't want it. They won't want a car. They've already designed them not to want any devices or any possessions. They won't want to own or possess anything, just like you talked about the Oculus. So they're moving to a world without cell phones, and you'll use this interactive headset to interact with your apps because it's more realistic, just like Gabe said in the chat. And that's Ready Player One. Nobody has a cell phone anymore. Everyone has a VR headset to log into your particular app, and you can get banned. But people get banned and they go do drugs and kill themselves because the real world has become so bad that it's everything looks like under the freeway. And the only place that you can have any type of solace if you're not mega rich is in the VR headset. So imagine living under the freeway and you're born into this life, like a caste system that exists in India, coming to America soon, everybody. And you're born under the freeway. But you have a VR headset because it was given to you for free. Now, why would they give someone who's born under the freeway, lives under the freeway, a free VR headset? It would, and y'all want to know the answer? I'm going to go back to the quote. And the question is, why would they give a VR headset to a child born under a freeway? Because the quote said, "I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep." I'm not afraid of an army of sheep, an army of lions led by a sheep, but I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. So if I give this child born under the freeway the VR headset for free, that's leading this person to always be a sheep. That's creating sheeple. Is under the freeway so bad? My mama gets her child tax credit. We get our government cheese. And when I want to have fun, I go into my virtual world. This upper mobility bullshit dies. hyper-individualism, capitalism. BLM said we train Marxists. It's all dead. They shit on the 80s so bad. Anything good from the silent generation, the greatest generation, it's all been shit upon. That's all I can remember, man, is the 50s. Y'all remember the 90s and shit. All I can remember is the 50s. Watching white men and men like my father fight these white men for respect. But these men building America, making their lives, watching the 50s, watching these men from the 50s make a car. See a girl, I want that girl, go get a job, get the outfit, get the haircut, whatever I need for the girl, get a hoopty, put some paint on it, my friend, go build this life. Get a job, get a house, build the house, fix it up, fuck her, get a baby. Like from the 50s, I saw men, like, that's what perfect timing is, not waiting for someone to buy him a car when you graduate. Like, no, man, we're going to go to the junkyard. We're going to go help Mr. Johnson. He got that old pickup in the barn in that yard he ain't drove. And Mr. Johnson, we'll cut your grass. Can we have that pickup? It ain't got no engine. I know. I'm in shop class. I remember so many montages of them putting together cars in the shop in high school with a hoist, finding the engine, finding tires. That's the jalopy. You know what I mean? That's what the whole Hot Rods was about, was a pieced together car. It looked cool now, but it was an old Ford that was sitting in the barn somewhere that nobody wanted, that I was able to put a 350 Chevy in, and I found some tires at the junkyard, and the shit might kill you. But it was running, no doors, and today it looked cool. You think I did it on purpose today, but I just built that motherfucker like a skateboard because we couldn't afford a car. But now we talking about Ready Player One, Metaverse. And what is the effect of a free VR headset to an impoverished child? What do you do? When I'm asking you, what are they feeding you? The social media feed. What are they accomplishing? What do they get when they give a VR head, when they give a cell phone, Obama phone? You're giving a free phone with these applications and access to this to someone who doesn't have a job, who mama hasn't had a job, grandmother doesn't have a job. Now they're enthralled in this interactive world where they could make this fake life online. What incentive do they have to ever work and be citizens that contribute or want to have a voice or a say? Matter of fact, you don't need a voice or a say. Because think about the groupthink that Kanye West pushes back against. You don't need a voice or a say. You just need to go along with the wave. You don't need a voice or a say. You just need to go along with the wave. Hey, this is okay. You don't need a voice or a say. This is okay. We have become drones. Yeah, it's okay for this monkey with a phallus to teach children in a fucking library. Oh, I'm sorry. But you say sorry, but you put the monkey with the phallus on the front page and on the front of every social media. Oh, that was wrong. You give everybody a phone. You make sure that the poor people have a cell phone. But the rich people take away the cell phone. Wait a minute, Perfect. You fucking with us, Perfect? You give poor people cell phones. But the Bill Gates and the Mark Zuckerbergs limit the cell phone, limit the laptop, limit the tablet use of their children. Never in the house, never at the kitchen table when we're having dinner, never when we're in a conversation. Put the motherfucking phone down, put the tablet down. I need you to learn how to lead people. I need you to learn how to interact with people because you're going to be a leader one day. You're going to be a president. You're going to be a king. You're going to be a CEO. Put down that fucking dumb box because it's to keep the dumb people fucking pacified. Hello. Remember Idiot Box? Remember Idiot Box? Put down that damn Idiot Box. Get away from that damn Idiot Box. Bill Gates said he limits the amount of time spent on the tablets and the laptops by his children because it's the new Idiot Box. It's to keep the idiots busy. But I need you to be able to conversate and lead the idiots so you don't get to be entertained by the Idiot Box. I need you to have a conversation with me today about what happened in the boardroom today. Father, I do not want to discuss what happened with you in the boardroom. It's your company, son, daughter. So I need you to have a discussion with me at 13 years old at the level of a CEO of a global billion-dollar entity. And that's how they get raised. They're not raised on a social media platform. But our children, somehow they'll find a way that these Oculuses are made free. Free fries on Friday. Perfect. Why would they give us the Oculus for free? Perfect. He is talking to you about controlling the social media feed and everything you fed. I told you about Samuel L. Jackson, the evil genius, the evil villain. So how can I control you? How can I make sure you log in? I'm going to give it away. I'm going to give it away. It's going to be free. It's going to be free. And you no longer will desire upward mobility. You no longer will see yourself in the bad position. You no longer would want to get from out from underneath the freeway. Why? You have Oculus. It's Ready Player One. It's Ready Player One. I got some other stories. Shout out to Gabe, the Bronx legend. Thank you for your support, brother. Thank you for the intelligent commentary, bro. Intelligent commentary. Man, this sector, man, we got some fire individuals, man, have done great work. We got soldiers, we got corporate, we got entertainers, you know what I'm saying, police officers, and they all add this intelligentsia to the podcast that makes it so well-rounded that I think I'm so intelligent, but then the brothers come in and they just expound on the topic even more with unique industry knowledge that you wouldn't have unless you was Gabe and you work in the industry at that level. To have the knowledge that Gabe has, you had to be in the industry. That's the definition of industry knowledge. Thank you, Gabe. Unless you worked at AT&T, you wouldn't know some of the things that he knows and share it with you today. That's why you got to donate. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. That's why you got to donate. What else we got on the topic today, y'all? My brother Sunclaw had to get up out of here. He was still driving. He's still working. He's still on his deliveries. Everybody say a prayer for Sunclaw, that he has safe passage and successful endeavors on all of his deliveries are successful, and that he has safe passage to and fro, makes it home safely. That's my good brother. I know God watching over him, but I like to pray because, you know, God listened to my prayer because we follow God and I have favor. So I put that covering over my brother so that he has good travels. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we talked about the Oculus. Oh man. And then I got Cuomo facing charges, man. Let's look at the poll. The poll right now, Facebook and New Coke. Facebook and New Coke. Facebook got 50%, Meta got 12%, New Coke got 38%, and the meat got nobody. Don't nobody like meat. Hey, Gold Professor is vegan, man. Facebook got 50%. So they gonna change the name back, y'all. That's why the New Coke was such a big joke. Because they're going to change the name back, man. They're going to change the name back. Voice Shoe in the building. Hey, Voice Shoe in the building. Everybody say what's up to Voice. Voice put, hey, everybody go subscribe to Voice You, man. She gonna be live in the morning. Every morning she live, and you make sure you go check out her Instagram, man. If you want to see some beautiful, vibrant, wake you up every morning. Everybody, you need your wake me up. Some people have coffee, some people do tea, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, some people watch Good Morning America, but some individuals are just infectious with their personality. And these are the type of people that you want to surround yourself with. I talk about circumference, and you are in control of who is in your circumference. You know what I'm saying? And that's what builds your day. I want my day to be a great day. I'm in charge of whether my day goes well or not. So I put people in my circumference, and I eliminate that on snap motherfuckers out of my circumference who will prohibit me from having a good day. Voice on Instagram every day, just like Perfect Timing comes on every day. Perfect Timing, you got so much energy. You so live every morning. She gonna say good morning. That makes you feel good. A lot of times people be having bullshit on Instagram. You know what I do? I unfollow. If you're the type of person that if I wake up and I see an ass on my face, I unfollow. I like ass, but I mean, like, it got to be tasteful, you know. And the first thing in the morning, I might not want to see your ass, so I might unfollow you. But Voice is a person that comes on with this beautiful smile, this beautiful, infectious, joyous energy, and she makes you, even if you're like, oh man, another one, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? It's so powerful that it wins you over. Even if you are not in a good mood, you like, you know what? If this woman can manage to be beautiful, be a mother, be this gorgeous woman, and I can do it too. I'm a man. If I'm a man and she got up this morning, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, didn't hit the snooze button on life, got her shit going, doing her own thing, got her podcast going, and is excited about life and the opportunity, how can you not be? This is what you need to be around. That's who you need to be following. That's who you should have in your life. That, because the evil could do the same thing. The anger, you could pull up your Instagram, and it could be somebody on there saying negativity every morning. Oh, they got a bad news, and they didn't did this, and they didn't did that. So now your whole day is a bad day. Or you can follow Voice You. She got a morning show with Sage Never Ran. They talk about intelligent issues. And it's just a way of life. It's not just a thing like they say, don't diet, create a lifestyle. Create a lifestyle that's positive, beneficial life that we can lead. But you do that by the people you surround your circumference, and you are in control of that. So I was sharing Voice because I like to have a good day. I teach people about positive attitude or positive affirmations, and you do that by who you surround yourself with. Claude does that for me. Voice does that for me. Lazo supports me. Lazo, that's my brother, man. You know how good it feels? Don't you want people like that on your side? That's what my grandmother would say. I want somebody like that as a friend. I want somebody like that on my side. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Voice. And she went on vacation and she put on a bikini too. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff you follow on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You got to follow the Instagram and the YouTube. You follow the Instagram. You never know. You might be like, perfect. Hey, thank you for telling me to follow Voice. You know what I'm saying? That was a good pickup. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're talking about, man. You know, hey, I know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about. Get on over there, man. Shout out to Voice, man. Follow Voice, man. And my sister Butterscotch, man. Tell you the tutor, man, on Twitter, man. It's a lot going on out here. What did Rogan say? Rogan said, can you guys not see quality? I can see quality. It's obvious that quality is here. Hey, Rogan, you know, it ain't even a diamond in the rough. It's like real diamonds sparkling. But my brother Rogus is like, how are these men not observing the quality in the diamond in the VVS? And it's like, Roger called it a blind spot. Roger calls it a blind spot. And it's so much trauma. It's so much trauma. And I get it. I've been through the trauma. It's so much trauma that even when I give my sisters, I said the other day, Angry Man was still in my show, y'all. Angry Man did my whole show. I love you, angry man. I was saying the other day that we don't believe in black love. We don't respect black love. We poo-poo black love because I said any black man in this space that loves black women, that treats a black woman with respect and that is married is not celebrated. Those are not the big content creators. Angry man was saying the same thing today. If you talk about being loving, being married, and respecting and honoring your black wife, woman, or whatever, then you are not celebrated in this space. It's just not. It's not. We don't celebrate black love. Remy Ma's not the #1 rapper. Papoose is not the #1 person. We say we love black love, but we don't really love black love. Anybody who's black and married deals with so much. We was able to vilify Bill Cosby so quick in every opportunity in his life. He rose up black women. The people who accused him were not women of color. In every opportunity, he rose up black women. In the blink of an eye, he was thrown under the bus. I say anytime we could turn a black man into King Kong, especially if that black man is married to or loves black women or has black children, because we don't really agree with black love. We don't really support black love. I don't see black marriages supported. I don't see a lot of black marriages held up. I don't see content creators who are married being held up. And you could go beyond black. I don't see marriages held up. Unless it's from the LCC community, I don't see heterosexual marriage. Cardi B gets picked on. Any rapper that gets married, everybody wants to sleep with their significant other. Everybody's shooting their shot. We don't respect monogamy. If we don't respect, everything is pump and dump. Angry Man did my whole show. If we don't respect monogamy, then how can we respect black love? And you know what I said black love was? And this is what Angry Man missed. This is what happened when you do somebody content and you don't speak to them. I said, you know what black love equals? Have you heard of the white man's ice is colder? And the breakdown of the black community having to do with the white man's ice being colder. The white man's ice being colder directly speaks to our lack of love for self. Black love, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just about your wife. It's about your children. It's about your brother. It's about your cousin. It's about your family member. It's about your neighbor. Black love is an extension of self. But we don't love each other. We believe the white man's ice is colder. Pastor $40, he's selling worms. I don't want to buy worms from Pastor $40 because I don't trust that nigga. I'm going to go over here to the white man. I'm going to buy worms from the white man because really it ain't that I don't love Pastor $40. It's that I don't love me. It's that I don't love myself. We don't understand black love equals black money. Black love equals black money. When we talk about the black dollar not circulating in the black community, why does the black dollar not circulate? Because the white man's ice is colder. And we don't understand black love. If we understood love, black community, black relationships, black marriage, then that black dollar would stay in our black communities longer because that black dollar would get spent with black people. I would spend my black dollar with she. Hey, she, I need help. I'm building a new deck. Hey, she, we putting in the swimming pool. I don't hire the Mexican, and I got Mexicans in my family. I don't hire the white. I hire the black man who's married to a black woman. That black dollar that I spent with she gonna spend on his black woman and his black children. That black woman who lives black love, she's gonna buy black clothing from a black woman. She's gonna buy her makeup from a black woman. She's gonna buy the food from a black. That's how black love equals black money. How could the white man's ice be colder if black love is paramount? Think about the Mexicans. The Mexicans spend money with the Mexicans. All the Mexicans like the Raiders. You know what niggas do? If all niggas was on the Raiders, there would be some nigga that would say, I'm gonna be a Dallas fan. Cause I don't want to be like them niggas over there. I ain't like them niggas. This is our crab in the barrel mentality. This is what prohibit us from black love. We don't want to be alike. We can't do that. We can't all like the Raiders. All Latinos wear the Raiders. Fuck with the Raiders. Like you don't like the Raiders and you Mexican? No, Mexicans like the Raiders. No, not blacks. Blacks don't do that. If all black, this is why we don't have one industry. That's why everybody say, well, they got all the 7-Elevens. The Africans got all the parking lots. They got all the gas stations. Do you know why? Because they have love for themselves and love for their community. So they don't say that, hey, all black people have bought 7-Elevens, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy AM PM. Why you going to buy AM PM? Because I want to stand out from the rest of them niggas. Them is niggas over there. I'm black. Niggas buy 7-Eleven. I bought an AM PM. Hello. That's what's wrong with black love. We won't all buy the 7-Eleven. We won't all buy the 7-Eleven. We won't all patronize the 7-Eleven. We won't go to the 7-Eleven. Cause why? Cause niggas run the 7-Eleven. I'm going to AM PM. Nigga, you go to 7-Eleven. Don't go to 7-Eleven. Why? Cause 7-Eleven is hella ghetto. We wouldn't patronize 7-Eleven. That's us. That's our issue with. So don't tell me we know black love. Don't tell me we got black love. We don't. We don't even understand it. So we don't understand the power of it. That's what you missed, angry man. Black love is black money. The white man's ice is colder. That's why you don't do other people's content. Black love is black money. Angry man was talking to you today about the fact that the only way we do this is via marriage. Community. Because angry man has money now. But I grew up with money. I grew up in a house. But I grew up with cousins in the projects. So I understand the transition that he's making. He's making a transition from the have-nots to having. He understands why you pay taxes. He understands why you call the police. Angry man a month ago said he was about to call the police for the first time in his life. And he hesitated. So he did a live stream to say, I'm not going to hesitate next time. And I don't care if people call me a snitch. I've worked hard. I pay more in taxes than some of you niggas make in a year. I own a home. If I feel unsafe, I'm calling the motherfucking police because I pay their motherfucking salary. But that was a leap. Angry man had to grow to that. But when you have something, when you have shit, then you understand taxes, then you understand police, then you understand policy, then you understand law, then you understand politics. Hot damn. Why you think angry man talk about politics now, niggas? Because he owns something, niggas. That's the whole conversation about trying to get you to make $50,000 a year because he's trying to grow you up. He had to grow up. He wouldn't even call it. He was afraid. He didn't know how he would judge him on self for calling the police. It was growth. He thought about how much money he paying taxes. You know, the more you make, the percentages goes up to like 50% of the income that they keep from you. The super rich, you know how much money they tax? It's a wealth tax, 100% tax. He's like, God, dog, I'm paying a lot of money in taxes. What do I get? Oh, I need to know who my councilman is. I need to know who my alderman is. Yeah, you paying their salary. You paying their salary. And this is the thing about black love in the community. When we have more of us at this economic level and this understanding, you know what happens next? It's what the LCC community did. It's what women did. It's what Asians did. It's what Indians did. They form a community. And when they realize how much they're paying into the government, they want to be represented. Hold on. Wait a minute. Perfect is cooking. They want to be represented. They want to be represented. So if we're all black and we all own homes and we're all paying taxes, Who is our alderman? Who's our supervisor? Who's our counselor? Who's our chief? Hello, this is America, y'all. This is America, y'all. Pastor $40 said they have to give most of it away to keep. They have to give most of it away to keep it with taxes. I know I went off on a tangent, but I just want to, when Voice U came through, I just felt inspired to give some jewels, you know, about love and support, because I've been talking about how to properly love and support each other on here, because I don't feel like we properly love and support each other. I don't believe I got a Cash App today. I got the stream going at 2 hours and a half, and I'm supposed to shut the stream down without a Cash App. And I don't believe I got a Cash App today. So that just show you how I go. That just show you how I go. Straight fire, straight gems. I've presented the platform. I said, I don't care if you Cash App $1. Everything means something. We're talking about Black love. My time, my effort. Just let me know that you listening. Nothing that you get in life is free that you're going to retain and benefit from. Y'all gotta hit the Cash App, man. I'm gonna put on some music, man. Give me some water. See if y'all could follow instructions before we go to the next story, or I'm gonna shut it down.
Live from motherfucking Eastside Buffalo, New York, nigga. Fucking shit, bitch. Yeah. What's poppin', my nigga? It's Conway. I promise it's about to get realer for niggas. Y'all probably not even killers, but rap about it in all of the lyrics. The shit is weak. They telling me I'm the illest. I ain't even hit my feet. The hood know I'm official. A pistol in my recap. The grimiest of all time is me officially. I done got in this bitch and made history and proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Nobody sick as me. They probably sick of me. I've been killing shit consistently. I don't give them a chance to drop nothing. I'm hot. Fuck it. It's my time right now. You gotta watch, fucker. Just sit back and hate on me and run your cocksuck, pussy. Cause that's all you can do. Cause nobody can fuck with the bars that I spill. Not at all. Mac 11, let it ring, homie. It's the motherfucking machine, homie. Crack a cigar, put a safe in it. Ransack your mama house if it's a safe in it. G right in the hoop, listen to black tape in it. Fifth for me, clap a nigga in his face with it. Closet full of babe shit. Supreme fiend, just dawn with the snake rim. 1500 for my jeans. AR-15 is gunning at your spleen. Yeah. The fuck you niggas mean? How you think that you can fuck with the machine? HK with the green beam and the silencer. Two to the helmet, close range, that'll silence you. I might have to straight slap the shit out of a rap nigga to show niggas ain't nobody wild as us. They saying we the hardest since 96. Get out of pocket, you gon' die quick, cat machine.
So good. So good. You got me, believe it, believe it.
It's that good PBS break, you know, PBS, NPR. We take a break for we take a pause for the cause, you know what I'm saying? And the cause is the perfect time in podcast network. You feel me? This is the World Is Yours podcast, inspired by the listener, funded by the listener, produced by the listener. Hit the cash out to support the stream and keep the show going.
Never gonna move how I move, never gonna think how I think. You know what I'm saying? I could make some Nike shit look like Versace. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
I like
it's
it
whatever.
It's like a fly, hood, gangster, slick talk shit.
Hey yo.
Basquiat's on the triple deck yacht, copping blocks, had the orange stripes on the 350s. Get with me, hanging like your Ricky 45 in the classic gas with the triangle. Coke spot wrapped around the corner like rifles. Took the 7 out, had the bacon soda take over. Helmet jaws laid in the pot, lit the stove up. Don't money make the world go round. King of my city from down the way to uptown. These find your body with a bullet in your throat. And all black Medusa head on the lopes. Y'all niggas broke. Fuck around a 3 pound might injure. My man came home violated it. See you 2 years from now. Picks a commissary, I'ma hold you down. Heard a nigga act about to touch. We used to run to York. Your time's up, 7:30 on the show, Paul.
Talking crazy, see the fifth ride on my hip, then everything in a flip fly. See the Maserati sit by. You niggas still bombs even when you get fly. I'm that nigga, let the streets know. This rap shit a free throw. Whoa, stay pissing out the Clico. 10 bands for your body, but that's cheap though. That bullshit chain you can keep though. 100 shots ringing, fuck police though. Face twisted, but the flow still a beast though. Fuck the niggas hating, I'ma still eat though. Homie facing 49, he appealed it, came home to Alex Smith for the Chiefs though. They let me in the game, now you stuck with me. Shit, bitch, nobody can fuck with me. Whoa. Nobody can fuck with me.
This
crazy.
Conway is
Conway crazy.
Like Conway, man. Like, is this nigga
Berserk.
Berserk. The next level.
Berserk.
Gold rollie with the yellow stones. Shooter spraying up your house while your mother home. Catch your body, throw it out and buy another chrome. Drive by, it's broad day, that's what the fuck I'm on. Silencer on the Mac I use. BET Awards took a rapper tune. Niggas behind the wall took a rapper shoes. Pussy, that's my phone, you gotta ask to you. Resi on the fork still. 2-time felon riding with the torch still. Fuck police, I ain't tripping. Fuck niggas think I'm slipping, bet I'm leaving them a corpse still. Shorty rolling on the fourth pill. Fuck rap, I just turned down my fourth deal. I'm getting money out the streets, nigga. I'm gonna make sure all my niggas eat, nigga. All my niggas eat, nigga. All my niggas eat, nigga.
Salute. And to the next shit we drop, you heard Griselda, maybe taking over.
Griselda, nigga. Conway the Machine, nigga. Gone.
Perfect time of podcast. I'm out of here, y'all. Great show today, man. It went longer than I would have wanted it to go without a cash app. Y'all understand how this show worked, though. Without a cash app, the show gets shut down. And I do appreciate everybody that you Goop Troop shared the show. Thank you, Goop Troop. Oh man, Goop Troop, man, Goop Troop. I was about to shut it down. I'm gonna do one more topic. I'll do one more topic because I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Man, that's love, man. That's love. Goop Troop shared the show, y'all. That's love, man. I could hear my little daddy. My little daddy come home. I'm shutting this bitch down. Shout out to Goop Troop for sharing the show. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. This will be the last story. I'm not even gonna go into it in depth. I'm not even gonna go into it in depth. But I do appreciate Goop Troop sharing the show. That was amazing. I'm extremely thankful. So I'm gonna briefly touch on this topic because I don't even think Goop Troop is still in the building. But we've talked a lot about the $3.5 trillion budget, and but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna play the video and close it.
Making the case for his sprawling domestic policy agenda on the road.
We cannot be competitive in the 21st century in this global economy if we fail to invest.
Fair use.
That's why I propose two critical pieces of legislation being debated in Washington right now.
But it may be in Washington where he needs the most support.
Too many folks in Washington still don't realize it isn't enough just to invest in our physical infrastructure. We also have to invest in our people.
Biden is at the center of a standoff in his own party over the size and scope of his education, climate, and tax plan.
And be honest with you, we're probably not going to get $3.5 trillion this year. We're going to get something less than that.
But two key moderate holdouts, Senator Manchin of West Virginia and Senator Sinema of Arizona, have yet to even endorse a lower budget around $2 trillion.
It's not going to be everything that Joe Biden wants. It's not going to be everything Joe Manchin wants or Kirsten Sinema.
Sources say Senator Sinema is reluctant to endorse any final deal on the social safety net plan until there's been a vote on the infrastructure bill first, which progressive Democrats have said is a non-starter.
Ultimately, we can't do this forever. We're not doing this forever. Time is running short here. We've got to come to a time where we figure out what's the best version we can get enough votes for.
As the clock ticks down to an end-of-the-month deadline set by Democratic leaders to pass both bills. Democrats in Virginia are growing more frustrated by the day, calling on the House to pass the infrastructure bill ahead of the state's critical governor's race.
I hope the House will get that to President Biden's desk ASAP. It will really help here. But I also urge my Senate Democratic colleagues, no need to play coy anymore on the reconciliation bill. We have to get that done too.
President Biden noting today that the Virginia governor's race is seen as a potential bellwether for the 2022 midterm.
Sometimes it's been right, sometimes it's been wrong. I think Terry's going to win. If he doesn't win, I don't know how much you read into that.
Today, Senator Grassley and some other Republicans on the panel, including Josh Hawley, the guy who raised his fist in solidarity with the gathering mob on January 6th, spent their time with the
Sean Claude, what's up, good brother?
Peace, man.
Peace. I was just about to shut this bitch down, man. I ain't get me a cash app, but Goof Troop shared the show, and I really appreciate that. So I did one more story on the Joe Biden thing, but I was just gonna play that video. They we've been tracking this story for a while now, so it seems like they're not going to get the 3.5 trillion. I doubt they get either one of these things passed at this point because his approval numbers are so low. He basically bots the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like another Bay of Pigs. It's like another Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? It's another Camelot. It's a fucking debacle going on up here. But not to be racist, but white men don't have the same pressure as black men to do a good job. Like the first black president couldn't be this guy. You know what I'm saying? They tried to call him feckless and all this shit, but Obama stayed busy. He got reelected and he stayed busy. He managed two wars, never been done before. He gave a successful handoff to Trump. Trump even made the shit even better, and then we pissed it away by allowing people like Facebook and Google to capture the election and other people. But this shit is
perfect. Do you think it's a coincidence, though? If I can't get my money, you ain't gonna get your money either.
Oh, it's gonna be a cold Christmas, boy.
No, think about this. If it kept going, there are people making money, selling equipment. If it keeps going, right? So him pulling out meant somebody's losing money.
Somebody losing money.
If I'm gonna lose money, you're gonna lose money. Do you know that most of the people with security clearances that work at a lot of these defense industries used to be former military?
Yep. Same thing with the FDA and the head of these jabby wabby companies.
I ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying?
we ain't talking about turkey leg, huh?
I'm not saying nothing, but it's interesting, ain't it?
So they wanted 3.5 trillion. What's being proposed is 1.7 trillion. And the two people that's holding out said they're not going to vote for it unless you vote for the infrastructure bill. I've always said the infrastructure bill is more important, especially with winter storms and tornadoes. And we had the record flooding here in Sacramento the other day. We got in one day, Sunclaw. I don't know if you saw it on the news, but in one day, we got the amount of rain that we got since the beginning of the pandemic. In one day.
You've got the rain that you should have gotten for over 2 years in one day.
In one day. Cities aren't built to manage that. That's why the infrastructure bill has to be first. But look what the priority is.
Check your phone real quick, man.
Oh, check the phone. Cash App. Shout out to SunClaw for the Cash App.
Now, I'm going to overstep my bounds a little bit.
Shoot.
StreamYard is not free. Oh, yes, it is. Look, StreamYard lets you use that site for free if you do less than 20, if you use it for less than 20 hours a month. Perfect Timing Podcast sometimes does that in a week. In a week. In order for you to move up to the next tier, just to do the stream, you got to pay money if you want to do more than 20 hours of content in a month.
Thank you, bro.
That is just the cost of just doing the show. I mean, this doesn't, it's not equipment, lighting, electricity, none of that. I mean, just to run StreamYard, it costs money just to do the show for more than a certain number of hours a month. So if you can find it in your heart, go ahead and send the brother a cash app. And you saw the comment, right, that I made in there in that cash app.
Let me check. For your StreamYard, thank you, brother.
Yeah. People, be considerate, please. Be considerate.
Thank you, brother. Let's check out what this breakdown, because I have been wondering what's in this $1 trillion bill. And as we talk about flooding and rain and storms and power grids and water grids, what's the priority here? Children and caregiving. I showed you the Green New Deal. I showed you how they were redefining what a green job was, and it was written by feminists. That's why the first thing in this bill, which is why the Republicans and so many people are giving a pushback, because it's a social. Go ahead.
This still works on if you mess with our money, we're going to mess with your money. That whole debacle on the rollout made his approval rating drop. If his approval rating drop, he can't get this to pass.
No.
But here's one more thing that people are forgetting. All that military equipment that got left behind, the Chinese, the Russians, and all these other countries that are rivals to the United States are going to have access to all that hardware, equipment, communications equipment, all of that stuff.
The technology and the software.
And guess what?
It's supposed to be prepared. Shit.
I'm going to get my money anyway, because you're going to have to upgrade all of this equipment, because now the Chinese, the Russians, the Iranians, and everybody and their mama knows all the flaws in your shit. So now you're going to have to buy new state-of-the-art shit to replace everything that got left behind.
So you know what you just said,
all
basically,
you
son.
had to do was just let me keep making my money.
So there will be no Democrat president. No Democrat, no president who fucked the party. No president could survive what SunClaw just described. It's gonna be hell. I can see. I'm old enough. I've lived through enough presidential campaigns. It's gonna be hell dealing with those questions and how they bring back the story of the debacle of how you left Afghanistan. And if you're running against Trump, he gonna make you look like a damn fool and a coward.
I was only the vice president. I didn't have nothing to do with that debacle. They don't give a damn.
They don't give a damn. That's why they being so quiet. The Republicans is cold like a bully. They gonna wait for it to get cold and cut you when it's cold.
One of the things people don't know. To make some of the equipment that is used by the government, it's not one factory. No. I have a factory in California, a factory in Virginia, a factory in Texas. I spread out every single last nut and bolt as wide as I can across the country.
So people don't know what they're doing.
Why? So that when you want to cut this program, it's not affecting just that one factory in that one city. It's affecting multiple factories across the country over multiple congressional districts.
So we can't stop building the Tomahawk helicopter for McDonnell Douglas.
Now, I ain't saying nothing perfect.
We can't stop building it.
But that's basically what happened here. You gonna fuck with my money. I'm gonna fuck with your money.
Mm.
And you ain't gonna like it when I fuck with your money. Yeah, you gonna fuck with my $100. But I'm gonna fuck all your shit up. All of it.
Check this out. Check this out. Check out this children and caregiving. I don't see men in here. This is what I wanted men to. This is what this father power. At first, Sunclaw, it was $3.5 trillion that did not speak to men and boys at all. The incarceration rate after 2 years of BLM protests, the literacy rate, $3.5 trillion didn't speak to men and boys at all. Free universal preschool for all 3 to 4 year olds, which amounts to the biggest expansion of public education in 100 years, according to the White House. It would include funding for 6 years. Expanding across the high. And basically, you know what that is, right? Because I talked to you about who are the teachers. Art said 80% white female. I said over 90% white female. To me, that's not worth debating over that 10%. What you know is it's over 50% white female. So now mandatory preschool, universal preschool for ages 3 to 4. Do you know how much colleges needed? We broke it down. We broke it down. They don't got to pay it back, but it's only like a matter of months to teach 3 and 4 year olds. And we broke it down. You still get paid like a teacher. You still get tenure. You still get that $1 billion annuity. You still get summers off. You're still one of the highest paid people in some of the most impoverished states. Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, anywhere, Texas, Tennessee, Virginia, any of these states that have this universal preschool, white women will become enriched by this policy. Head Start been around for 20 years. It didn't change black boys' education. I was about to call them out their name. Thank you, God. Ooh, I got a friend of mine, Sunclaw. She keep checking me on saying the B word. I got to stop saying the B word because I say the B word. She called me a pimp. I'm not no pimp. I think it's the way I say the word. I'm going to work on saying the B word. But these ladies, these individuals will be enriched by this. Anybody reading this might be, oh, perfect. That's good, right? 3 and 4 year olds. No, that's jobs. It's women jobs. Women jobs.
Perfect. I kind of like the sound of witch.
You like witch?
Yeah.
I think we can get in trouble for witch too.
You know, I always thought, man, it sounded a whole lot better when you say, witch better have my money.
Witch better have my money. I agree. But I think we can get in trouble for witch too. So I need to work on it. And I agree. I'm going to work on it. Voice You came through today. Toya was in the chat today. So I love and respect and honor these sisters. So out of love and respect for the sisters that love and respect me, I'm gonna work on refraining to use that word.
Hey, Sheet, I'll drop the link in a second.
For sure. And then okay, here go next. Expanded access to high quality, affordable childcare to about 20 million children per year with funding for 6 years. Again, jobs for women. Jobs for women.
Jobs which will be partially, if not fully, paid off by the government, because those are jobs that fall under that program we were talking about a couple of weeks back.
This is the definition of how they redefine what a green job is. Both of these jobs that are in the 2 first bullet points are classified as green jobs. Now, what would be the importance of classifying them as green jobs? Well, certain jobs are classified for certain things for tax purposes. And
I'm going to say this, and people aren't going to like it. and it's a question I'm going to ask first. Who's your first teacher?
Your mother.
That was a quick trick question. You weren't supposed to answer that correctly, sir.
My bad.
Your mother is your first teacher. Your first teacher. But now they want to have 3 and 4 year olds. Universal free preschool for 3 and 4 year olds.
That's an excellent point.
If your child does not know their letters and their numbers before you send them into preschool, I have to say this, you are fucking up. By the time you send your children to kindergarten, they should know how to read. That's not my job. I'm just a mama. I'm not a teacher. You're the first teacher.
Say that.
You are the first teacher of your children.
Amen.
Your kids are falling behind. They can't read at grade level. You know why? You were dependent on the school system to teach your child the most important thing you can teach a child, which is how to read. And you expect 2 people in a classroom with 30 to 35 rambunctious children,
and they're not related,
to properly teach each and every single one of them.
And they are not vested. No. I want to hear she because she got that ethnic household. I know his wife ain't playing because I heard rumors about Africans and Jamaicans about going to school. So I know she wife ain't playing about that school and that homework, and that house is probably real serious. She, what you expect? Is the mom the first teacher?
Definitely. When it come down to it, that was my whole goal when my twins were going. And the crazy part was, my wife taught them the ABCs. They taught, went through their 1, 2, 3, their colors. And, more or less she thought the school would just, shake it up and enhance it and make it better. But when it came down to it, all they did was play. I had 3 teachers. One was a veteran teacher for 12 years. All they did was play. And when they got to kindergarten, the kids were reading the books, and the kids they read like small word A, the cat in the hat, like smaller, the little hardback books. But then over on the other side, those other kids who didn't go to the Head Start program, they went to the church. And I'm like, well, what's the difference between the church? Well, you got to pay. I said, well, I don't mind paying, but what was the difference? Those teachers were locking it down. You had no choice but to read books, not hardbacks, softback books, syllable words, not counting to 10 or 20, counting to 100, not knowing blue, green. That's one thing about when my son went to kindergarten. He's like, yeah, how his sister favorite color was violet, and she was like, "Ooh, that's not purple." He's like, "Yeah, it's a lighter version of purple, but it's still purple." And she was like, "Oh, you know your colors that well?" Just having a conversation with my son, and they had the basics down. But our thing was the school was going to enhance the basics, follow up what we taught them. Every day was fun, fun, fun. You know, Even in kindergarten, I literally had to take I got twins. I had to take one of my boys out of class and put him in the other class with his other brother because the teacher would not give homework. The teacher would not do anything to enhance his learning. You know, give him a sheet to trace his ABCs, while my other son's over there, he's not tracing, he's writing words. He's writing words 3 times each. He's, what I'm saying, finding syllables. He's learning how to spell certain things. While my other son, He's in there just using crayons. He's got a coloring book. And I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And then start doing a little more digging. This lady, she stays outside the perimeter. And I talked to another school teacher that I knew, and she was like, well, if that lady don't stay in the neighborhood, I already know what she's doing. She's going over there to that school, and because it's the area, they're
Title.
letting her.
Yep. Title.
Yep.
Yep. So 75% of the school is below the poverty line. They get paid more money for working in that school.
Nah, it's not that.
And they get their student loan debt repaid.
Exactly.
That's what
It's both
happens.
though.
If
It's
you
both.
go into inner city, yeah, it's a little, but see, they not worrying about the money. They're worrying about getting all that student loan paid because one of the teachers who I actually switched my son in his class, she told me this is a new teacher to this area and to the school. She Her main focus is on getting this stuff over here. So she gonna be over here for a minimum of 3 years, get her stuff paid. Same thing as the police officers. That's what they do. You go into the bad area because that's where you want. That's where you want the action. Because they're along the line of we going to kill somebody. You can't kill in a predominantly nice, good neighborhood. You want to go to the action. I was listening to this police officer, and he said when he was an officer, I was on Dr. St. Q on his channel. And Dr. St. Q, he deal with a lot of things, stuff, but along the lines, he had this officer come up there, and the officer said, I was an officer for about 10, 15 years, and I seen some of the most horrific stuff. He said, I stayed in these neighborhoods like of Compton. And they was like, yeah, we want to go where the action at. He was like, why would you want to go to a bad neighborhood? He's like, if they get wrong, I get to pop them. Same thing with the school system. I'm going for the benefit. I get my loans paid off. Of course, I get a little money, but it's for the betterment of me.
And here's the worst part. These kids ain't going to amount to nothing anyway. This school system is already failing. So what difference does it make? Why should I even try to do anything for these stupid children?
I'm only one person. I can't make a difference. Let them fail. Their parents already failed them. They not doing nothing for them. Why should I? They not my kids.
And think about this. Think about the leg up your son had when he walked up into first grade. He already knew how to read, how to write. He was probably at a second grade level by the time he made it to first grade.
But this was the bad part that we always talk about in this space. I told you I had twins. Why they was trying to recommend to leave one of them behind and pass the other one. And I said, hold on. The one you want to leave behind, not no plug on myself, but he's smarter than the other one. He was first to do everything. He was first to know his ABCs. He was first to count to 10. He was just first on all his stuff. The other son came along. Then when he did it, he would, one do something, then the other is opposites on twins. Because I deal with this now. One of them's good in math, one of them's good in reading. I'm like, be good in both. You need both. But that's how this I guess twins work or something. But and it puzzled me. Like with the scenario as excel, and they had me I'm still gonna say this. I actually took my son to a specialist because I was like, my son's not slow, so am I overshadowing because he's my child? So I took him to a specialist. They ran a test on him. They said there's nothing wrong with your son. He's just moving along just like every other kid. He likes to play. He don't like to do certain things if he don't want to. Because at some point I'm like, well, the boy's not reading. This the one that likes math. He's not reading so good as the other one is. So I'm like, maybe it's in me. So I talked to him. He said nothing's wrong with him. His cognitive skills is there. He's just progressing in reading a little slow because he have to get it. But other than that, he's fine. His math is good. You know, he knows his ABCs, you know, and he gets confused on the letters sometimes, but he's getting along. And now, man, boy, top of the class, doing pretty good for himself. And I'm like, you know, they would drive you, these schools would drive you into thinking that it's something wrong. Even my wife, she got at my wife, and I told my wife, hell no. Hell no. I'm like, it's all or nothing. If he fails in the first grade, he fails in the first grade. If he goes to second grade and he fails in the second grade. But I'm not holding him back. I said that means I got to work more. That's like now. You know, last year I had him get tutors because I wanted them to excel more. And now I'm in the process of getting ready to change jobs. I'm about to send them to an all boys school. You know, I want them to be stronger leaders, man. I didn't want to have to go as they grow up, not functioning well and not be able to read the fundamental things for them to grow. I did that with my two other kids. My wife, she planted the seed, and all I did was just prune the flowers. You know, tweaked
And
a couple of
I
things,
wanted to
and
mention this. You know, a lot of teachers, when you hear them talk, they say the parents aren't active enough. The parents aren't active enough. What she was describing is what an active parent does. They don't rely solely on the school system to educate their children. They take an active role in the education of their children. And if the school ain't doing their job, they supplement it. You always wonder what's the difference between the rich neighborhoods and the poor neighborhoods. You think it's the funding? If you think it's the funding, you're missing the point. Yes, there's a difference in funding between the schools and the good neighborhoods and the good suburbs and the ones and the bad ones. I have gone to school overseas. No computers. Some of the classrooms didn't even have electricity. All we had was a chalkboard, a place to sit, and a book. If you saw some of these buildings, you'd say, this is a school building? It was basically just a closed down carport. But it was a school building. And we went there and we learned. And the teachers did their job, teaching us how to read, how to write, teaching us of history, mathematics, and everything else. You think it's that building and all those computers and all this other stuff that gives those children educations? No. It's their parents in conjunction with what the teachers do. But when the teachers fail, at the end of the day, it's your kid and it's your responsibility to make sure that they learn. Don't think, oh, that teacher ain't teaching them. You're their first teacher. You're the most important teacher.
It's an excellent conversation. I had no idea it would take this turn, but I'm so glad it did, man. God works in mysterious ways. It's this there's so much to derive from this podcast, Father Power, man, Father Power. And the power, I had similar experiences as she, and it means so much when you have a father in your life. Because without that father in your life, those children may have missed out. Because not in a bad way, but a lot of times the mother has a faith in the system that a father might not have. It's a reason why there's different. When I talk about the king and the queen on the chessboard, the king can only move frontwards, backwards, left, and right. I'm thinking logical. She is thinking logical. If this is not happening, why? And I'm going to go ask a question. But the queen moves diagonally. You know what I mean? So when there's two things to intimate when I tell you this. If the queen moves diagonally, that means she's expecting the king to move forwards, frontwards, backwards, right, and left. When that doesn't happen, she's not always aware. So you need the yin and the yang. You need that check and the balance. I had to go to my son's school. That's where I had the story where I told you guys where I found out about the block schedule. My son kept being late. And that's when I found out that he only had math twice a week. And the teacher was lost and was confused about what class to be in. But it took me going to the school and complaining. We have to be involved. We have to be involved as fathers. And we can't just assume that these things are going to magically happen. But it's so tough because we have so many things we're being distracted on and so many things we're responsible for, especially as fathers. So you got to be grounded. You got to be rooted. Or you find yourself in the bottle. You find yourself in the needle. I say you root yourself in your spirituality. Shout out Gold Professor. So you apply those 9 laws because it's not easy, man. And the children, they need you because if without you, then they get lost. And then they find themselves in the pothole like I found myself in, like she found herself in. Like, then we got a son call, then we got to climb out as young men. And we got all have friends that everybody didn't make it out. It wasn't their fault that they ended up in the pothole, but everybody didn't make it out. What you see with this bill that you should be aware of as a father of sons, is that no one else is going to be watching your taco. They not, bro. It's a gift and a curse because it means that you have to watch your taco, but it also means that no one else is going to assist you, but you have the opportunity to perfect your shit because no one else is involved. But we own our motherfucking own. And the first thing to do with Robert Greene, what we've said about here, and I shared this with my brother's son called, I don't know if I sent it to you, but I will, from my new book, The Daily Laws. But the first thing we got to do before we improve and move forward is perform a self-assessment. Looking at this bill, shout out to my brother Deuce Times from the Mark Nash Show. He said, it's hella bullshit in that bill. The first thing we got to do is understand by performing a self-assessment is where we are. In a $3.5 trillion budget where you pay taxes, she worked hard, I didn't work hard, I had a job at 8 years old. Where we work hard, sacrifice, go to prison, family members then died in prison, building shit. We are not spoke about one time in $3.5 trillion. So that's why I'm doing the story, because I just want people to know, because you vote, you pay taxes, why it's important. The same thing I was talking about earlier, how marriage is poo-pooed on, black love is poo-pooed on. We're being political. Angry Man talking about politics, I talked about that earlier. There's a reason why his content started to trend toward politics as he became more fluent. He became more interested in politics. He was not interested in politics as a homeless, he should have been in retrospect. But as he acquired and more of his money went toward the government, he wanted to understand who the fuck am I paying? Because for so long, I didn't have shit and no one gave a fuck about me. As soon as I get some money, you motherfuckers want my money. So now I want to be vested. Now I need to know what the fuck is going on. So he got in it and he got excited. He got in it and he got excited. But it was because he acquired things. And I talked to you about him questioning himself, calling the police, but saying to his listeners that I'm not going to hesitate next time I want to call the police. I'm going to call the police. Do you know why Angry Man come to that agreement? Same thing Dave Chappelle said. Angry Man had to come to that grips with himself because he realized that he was paying the police salary. And for some reason, blacks have this ignorant relationship with the police, with law, with fire, and with politics. We give, and it's supposed to be cool to not want anything back, to not want reciprocation, to not be reciprocal.
Yeah.
If you own a home, you pay it. So she should have been at that school. He's paying those teachers' salaries. I'm vested in this. It's not just my kids. I'm here like your boss. That's how the white man walk into school. I seen them. You ever seen white man, a white father, a white mother, and they are in the school like executives. They understand, bitch, I'm paying your salary. You a public servant.
This is a big topic too, because here's another thing they'll do. Let's say your child has dyslexia.
That's me.
There are programs, and they're supposed to get a special instructor for your child. If your child has a speech impediment, they're supposed to get a speech therapist. The school is supposed to pay for it because the school is tasked with educating the children. But guess what? If you don't know about it, you're not going to get that extra assistance for your child. Oh man, the school knows that child got problems reading. They're going to do whatever they need. No. If you're not there on their asses, they will not do what you think they're supposed to do. One of my nephews, Perfect, and I know you've talked about this in the past, the teachers were trying to put him into special ed. The boy is sharp at the top of his classes right now. But they were trying to put him into special ed.
Because it's double the money. It's double the money. Same thing with the
and he doesn't count against their test scores.
Correct. It's double the money and it's the jabby wabby. Same thing with the jabby wabby. Colin Powell had Parkinson's, but he didn't get attributed to that. He had mesothelioma. I'm just joking. He had like 3 of the worst comorbidities you could have. Like Parkinson's should be enough, right? I thought that it ain't nothing worse than that, right? When you get diagnosed with that, that's like we all, you go into hospice, right? Parkinson's. How do you supersede Parkinson's, son? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People survive from the jabby wabby. You don't go to hospice for the jabby wabby. I'm cool if I get the jab. If somebody say, okay, I'm gonna go get some hot lemon, a heart's dewormer. But if someone say you got Parkinson's, bro, I'm crying, bro. I'm in tears, bro. It's a wrap, bro. Right? Hey, when I went to the doctor and my eyes was bad, the doctor laughed at me. Beautiful Japanese. She said, yeah, you need glasses. I said, can I eat carrots? She laughed like a big laugh, and then in my face, and then she saw my face, she started to apologize, and then she laughed under her breath. Because, I'm this big bear man, I'm supposed to be all tough, and she saw me get all sad. And she was like, she would have said the N-word if she could, but in my mind, I heard, nigga, ain't no carrots gonna help you, nigga. I'm like, what if I would, and I said to her like real sad, like, what if when I was a kid, my parents fed me carrots? She laughed again. Do you niggas really believe that shit? It didn't matter, nigga, how much carrot you ate. The eye is skin. And I know a lot about health, and I didn't know that. I worked in the ophthalmic company. She said the eye is skin. Just like your hand.
It's beyond that. It's part of your brain.
Right, but she said it's skin and it's gonna get wrinkled just like your hand. As you get older, what's happening is your eye is developing wrinkles because it's skin. That's what's fucking with your vision. So as you get older, your vision is going to get worse because your eyes will age just like your skin and the rest of your body. And no carrots can stop that. I was so sad. I thought if you eat carrots, SoundCloud, I thought I fucked myself off. I thought I hadn't ate enough carrots.
Look, perfect. I was with a co-worker at an ophthalmologist's office, right?
Okay.
That's an eye doctor.
Did y'all have some carrots in your pocket?
She said to me, perfect. Yeah, his vision is so bad. He can't see the leaves that are on that tree over there. I said, doctor, I can't even see the leaves that are on that tree over there. That tree didn't have no damn leaves on it. Of course he can't see them.
Oh shit! Who needed the glasses then? Shit, somebody else needed the glasses because she see trees. She needed some. She needs some.
There was a tree over there. It just didn't have no leaves on it.
Well, what she was seeing? What kind of glasses that person had? I need them glasses.
I don't know.
I want them glasses where you see leaves.
I was about to say, man. I was looking over there. I said, doctor, that tree doesn't have any leaves.
Wow.
Yeah, but he still needed glasses, yeah.
Right.
But I just didn't like that analogy that doctor made. I was, what the?
You see this? It says lowering costs for middle class, 150 billion to expand access to affordable housing. That's probably Section 8. Again, women. The plan would allow the construction, rehabilitation, and improvement of more than 1 million affordable homes, which you probably need to be a single mother to qualify to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Expanded earned income credit for about 17 million low-wage workers, increase the minimum Pell Grant, the low-income tax credit that is again going to benefit women and single mothers, increase the maximum Pell Grant by $550 for more than 5 million students enrolled in public.
And you know what's going to happen? Tuition is going to go up by the same amount.
To snag the money. It's a money grab.
Do you know that one of the reasons that education is so expensive here in the United States is because the government helps you get loans to pay for your schooling?
Correct.
They have absolutely no incentive to make education affordable.
Right.
How is making education affordable giving you loans, more loans? How is that making it affordable?
It's a boondoggle. It's a
boondoggle. They're going to add they're going to add a new building. They're going to add a new gym, a swimming pool, or this or that and the other. How is that supposed to make your enterprise, which is education, more efficient so that you can lower the cost of providing education?
Doesn't. Look at this last bullet point. Expand free meals to 8.7 million children during the school year. Didn't you talk about the father? If you got father power, children with fathers don't benefit from this. Again, single mothers, as well as provide $65 per child per month benefit to families of 29 million children to purchase food during the summer. Single mothers. It doesn't say single mothers, but fathers are feeding their children. Everything in this bill, that's why it's not passed. And we are not discussing it from the proper perspective. 3.5 trillion written by feminists, and it's a big handout to women. And basically, it's giving them political mobility to take over the next wave of the country. Because without jobs, you cannot participate in the political system. Without income and financial mobility, you can't participate. That's what I said in my intro. They're taking away your ability to be citizens. Men. It don't matter black and white no more.
I still haven't said that controversial thing I was going to say.
Please.
And it's going to be controversial, and I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Not even a single bit. You went to college, got all your degrees, all this education. Did you get a single course on child education so that you could teach your own children how to read?
Great question.
If you're going to go into debt for anything, you would think that would be one of the things that you would go into debt for.
Well, son, Claude, that's sexist and misogynistic. Why don't you go to school for that?
I didn't mention the sex, did I, Perfect?
No, you didn't. Thank you, my brother. No, you didn't.
This applies to anybody. If you're thinking about having children, look into child education, phonics, how to teach somebody how to read. You're going to have a person in your life who does not know how to read. I don't have any children. It is a great responsibility. It's one of the greatest responsibilities that you'll ever have in your life. What are you doing? You think it's just enough to put a roof over their head and food in their belly, but no knowledge in their head? I'll say this again in case you missed it. You think it is enough to put a roof over their head and food in their belly, but nothing in their head. You're cursing them. You are cursing your own children to poverty. You are damning all of your future generations because you simply could not teach your own flesh and blood how to read. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about when I said you are damning, cursing all of your future generations to poverty. If a child falls behind in school, if they stay behind, they're more likely to drop out of school. They're less likely to go on to college. The wages, the potential wages that they could make also drops. You know what you don't like doing? The things you don't like doing are the things that you're not good at. I'm not good at reading. I don't like reading. Yeah, that's for dummies. That's for idiots. That's for nerds. Contract comes up and they can't comprehend what's in that contract. They go get a mortgage and they can't comprehend what that mortgage is. I thought my payments were supposed to be $600 a month. Why are they $1,800 now? Didn't you read the contract? You had a variable rate mortgage. Well, I didn't know that. Well, it says it right here. It's clear as day. You know, babies are cute. Babies are cute. But that baby one day is going to grow up. They're going to have a family of their own. How are you going to disadvantage them? You brought them into this world to suffer. If you are unwilling to help them read, improve their reading, read to them, help them in whichever way you can. Hey, you know Sister Martha, the one in church on Sundays. She's a retired school teacher. And she's living on a fixed income. I'm sure if you paid Sister Martha a little something, she'd be willing to help you by tutoring your child. by improving your child's skills. This kind of stuff pisses me off because back when I lived with my grandparents, you don't disrespect a teacher. They were from the generation where learning how to read and write and doing those things, that was a privilege. They respected teachers. They would have the teacher could come over and sit down and have dinner with us. If the teacher said, "Oh, Son Cloud was acting up at school," I would get a beating. The teacher would get me, and then my grandparents would get me. But I ain't that kind of kid. But if it happened, that's what was going to happen to me. To them, the teachers had such an importance because that teacher has something that I cannot give that child, and I know that child needs, which is an education. That might not be the case anymore. Today, most people in this country know how to read and how to write. Hey, you might not be the best reader in the world, but at least you know how to. That child don't even know what a letter is. Give them that which you can, and then try to get them that which you do not have so that they can do better. You know, those generations that you saw in the past, sons and daughters of slaves had sons who became teachers, doctors, lawyers, judges, engineers. Because even though they didn't know how to read, they didn't know how to write, they went out of their way to give their children that which they did not have. What are you doing? Are you just sitting back? Yeah, the TV is going to teach them. The school is going to teach them. So you bring them into this world and you have no responsibility when it comes to cultivating their mind. Yeah, I'm taking care of the roof over their head and the food in their belly, but that knowledge that's supposed to go in their mind is just as important. How are they supposed to take care of themselves and take care of their children if they don't have what they need to have in order to advance in life? So if you are in college, you came out of college, you're thinking about going back, think about taking a course on child education. If you haven't gone to college, you can get certified and get the knowledge of how to teach somebody how to read. And that's it.
Man, I'm gonna close it out on that, man. I'm gonna close it out. I'm gonna close it out on that. My brother Son Claude just put a coffin nail in today's show, man. Like always, thank God for my brother Son Claude. I'm glad you made it home safe after that hard day. I mean, God answered our prayers like He do every day because He is
I
good.
still hate Adam.
You still hate Adam. I know you do, bro. But I'm happy that you home, so I love God for that. And basically, you know what we've been touching on? This concept of a parent. And apparently, no one knows what it means to be a parent anymore.
Well, at least Sheed, and it's not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time,
No, that's
but Sheed always keeps on saying that extra that he does in order for his kids to get educated.
beyond being the father. That's being a
Uh,
parent.
You know what them white folks do in order to get their kids into college? They have after school programs, not just for sports, but also for education.
Kuman. What you said the other day, Sullivan. Kuman.
Hmm.
Kuman. Sullivan.
They also send them to SAT prep courses.
Yep. I took the PSAT. My father sent me to that. So I took the PSAT before the SAT.
And perfect, was your father college educated?
No, he was not. My father
Because
didn't
guess what he
my
did?
father didn't graduate high school, son Claw. A lot of the men in the 70s, if you remember the movies from the 70s, most black men got a GED, but they put you out of school. Most black men who grew up when my father grew, he was born in the 50s, no, they didn't have a high school diploma, and it wasn't required to get a job. Do you remember that? Do you
But
remember
what do
he
you
bought a
have,
house, he
perfect?
bought all that shit without a high school, just like Colin Powell.
But what do you have, perfect?
I had to go to school after college. I mean, after high school. I don't have any college though.
But you
I have.
have something that your father didn't have.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big time.
And if your father didn't do what he did for you, you might not be where you're at right now.
Caused me not to speak to him for 10 years.
But you still have more than what he had.
Yes.
His job wasn't for you to like him.
No.
His job was to prepare you to be able to take care of yours.
That's what Angry Man
People
was
say,
talking about.
yeah, the baby is so fun, and look how cute the baby is, and this, that, and the other. And then you ignore them once that cuteness goes away. You ain't paying attention to them. You forget the fact that they are a human being who needs to be prepared. Give them all the tools that you can so that they can succeed.
Right. I believe
Me
the
off, man.
children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Sexual chocolate. Sexual
Let
chocolate.
the beauty that they have inside. I forget the other part of
Sexual
that song.
chocolate. I believe the children are our future.
Oh,
Be a parent,
sneak
man.
tip. Sneak tip to parents out there. Your TV and most televisions for the past, I think, about 30 years have had this feature
Call it off button.
called no closed caption.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's true.
Closed caption will show at the bottom of the screen everything the characters or the actors are saying.
Yep.
Everything.
I keep it on. My kids are that young. I keep it on.
And it helps because, oh, you didn't hear what he said? Oh, but you read what he said.
Yep. Even if subconsciously.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, it's not necessarily all that healthy to be watching a whole bunch of television, but if you are going to watch some, get the most that you can out of it.
I went in on the idiot box. I haven't heard the term idiot box in a long time. I went in on the idiot box because I was talking about the cell phone and the tablet and how Bill Gates limits the amount of time his children get to have on the tablet. But strangely enough, they gave us all cell phones for free.
Isn't that a shit day situation perfect?
What you mean?
He's out there selling the shit, but he don't eat it himself.
Say that. Come on now.
They're out there selling the shit, but they don't eat it themselves.
Mm-mm.
A lot of these executives that run these social media companies, they don't let their children be on that shit.
No, not at all.
They'll let your children be on it. They'll sell you the shit, but they won't let their own kids eat that shit.
They'll create the algorithm to create dopamines more addictive to crack cocaine to addict your children, but punish their children and reward them for not using the tablet and explain to them that I need you to lead the idiots who are addicted to this box. I need you to be their president. You must be different than them. Like the scripture said, remember what the scripture said? That's how white people talk, because white people gave us that book, but white people talk to us like the scripture talked to us. I will not be approved of you, Dennis, if you don't do the things that I've called you to do. You are different than those who shirk in the face of responsibility. They raised them up like kings and queens. You can't be on the idiot box. I need you to lead the idiots. As children, they talk to them like this. We call it classes. But it's true. I need you to lead the sheep. I don't want to be sheep. I don't want my kids to be sheep. So Sheed wanted to Sheed as a parent wanted to know what his children was being fed. Your job is to feed my child ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. But instead, she was feeding them fucking junk food. What is your child consuming on the social media feed? And do you know that you have the power to control what they consume? What you bringing up, bro?
I'm gonna see if I can find this study.
Man, Sheed is the
It
wolf.
was an
Man.
interesting story.
Sheed is the wolf, man. Thank you, Sheed, for giving that testimony. Sheed didn't have to give that story.
And
I
perfect.
know.
I don't know if you want to end the show or if you want to go on one last topic.
I don't want to do another topic, but what you got?
But you click on that and read it later. Then I'll put the link in the back chat.
Is this related to what we discussing?
It is.
Oh wow, okay. I'll let you go on that.
If you want to scroll down, you can kind of see each one of the paragraphs has a header. Well, we can get into it another day if you want to.
That might be a good idea. We could start tomorrow off with this. But you're gonna have to send it to me again. You know, my memory bad.
All right, I'll go ahead and text it to you.
That works. All right, family. We're gonna shut it down.
Subscribe, and donate and support the Perfect Timing Podcast.
We out.
We out.